Okay, everything's breaking. I accidentally hit the panic button. How do I undo the panic button? Oh no! I am so sorry. I was taking my medicine. Oh my god, how do I fix this? Help! There's not an undo panic button. Oh no. Oh. Okay. It was an accident. I am so sorry, y'all. It's gonna be in for 2 minutes. I can't fix it. I can't fix it. How do I take it off of subscribers only mode? Tylenose, I love you. Thank you. You didn't miss anything, Shad. I accidentally hit the panic button on my stream deck. So it started to clear the chat and then sub only and then slow mode because it's supposed to be in case of a hate raid. Okabe was unsubscribed. Y'all, I am so sorry. That was an accident. First, the music was freaking out, and then I just sideswiped I sideswiped my stream deck. So that was something. But I think it's okay. I think Tylenose fixed it. Tylenose, I love you. Thank you for that, Nacho. Anyway, hi everyone. We're back with more Ace Attorney investigations. We are starting case 4. We are about to find out what happened from that last cliffhanger of somebody being stuck in the omnibus that was set on fire. So, fire is the theme for this week. More passion. And as you can't see, but as I can see, I currently have a pumpkin candle lit. So I am on theme right now. Also, just because I have nowhere to plug in the whenever I stream a Switch game, I don't have anywhere to plug in the oil diffuser, so it's pumpkin candle right now. Oh my gosh, case 4 is in your top 5 cases for the first Great Ace Attorney. I'm really excited for this one, simply because I will pump up the volume. I will pump up the jams while my feet are stumping, and then let me know if this is any better. I'm currently playing with it. I'm afraid of making it too loud. Hold on. Let me just play with the volume here. I'm just watching OBS and I'm like, what do we want to set it as? That was what it was before. How's this? Let me know. I'm gonna settle on this. Let me know how this is. We just left, someone dropped, we just left as someone dropped a hot take. Did I drop a hot take? Did I drop a hot take? Or was it somebody in the game who dropped a hot take? Or is it just a hot take because the omnibus was set on fire? You know what? I think I get it now. Darn it. Artemis is now pink for Wednesday, so it's good. Oh my gosh. So I got it. It took me a second, Rob, but I got it. They just put it in their little inferno. You know what? You're not wrong. You know? I mean, you can fit a whole school bus in there. Why not an omnibus, you know? Just make sure, you know, nobody's actually in the omnibus before you throw it in your little inferno. But yeah, we're about to find out what happened from that cliffhanger. But I hope you guys are having a really, really good Wednesday. I am sorry again, I'm late. So we'll try to get as much done as we can because we had a late dinner. And then I had to throw dishes in the dishwasher and I had to feed all the animals. So like I was really falling behind them. My stomach was a little achy, but I think we're good now. Did you know that the first documented hot take is older than the Roman Empire when Prometheus stole fire from Mount Olympus? I don't know if that's a hot take. I mean, it involves fire, but does that make it a hot take? Anyway. Man, I'm just thinking about Hades 2 right now. I don't know why my brain went there anyway. Anyway. Yeah, we're gonna start this up, but I hope you guys are having a good day. The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. Alright, Clouded Heart? if we're talking about Kokoros and I'm wondering if that's what it's supposed to, if I'm supposed to take this title literally. Anyway, you can't get more of a hot take than that. Okay, just because it involves fire doesn't make it a hot take. Oh my gosh. Hades nuts. Look, I'm just really excited, okay? I've been thinking about it for some reason. I'm really, oh gosh, now you got the Totoro theme song stuck in my head.
I begin to think, Wilson, said Sholmes, turning his head languidly in my direction, that there is more to this case than that which we have observed. Indeed, that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover. His eyes wandered, following the steam rising from his cup of herbal tea, leading him to the distant memory of that snowy evening. To the young lady collapsed on the pavement along Briar Road, and to the knife in her back. Lit in the soft glow of gas lamps, a most extraordinary scene had been set. And under the cover of a light fog, the curtain had risen silently on the insoluble mystery of our invisible killer.
Okay, that was good timing because I had to take my medicine anyway, so. Yeah, what? Oh gosh, literally stabbed in the back. Man, that's just like a verse in almost every emo song there is. Oh, hold on, I gotta take the rest of my meds. Oh. I mean, yeah, I agree with Tylendos. He probably does. Okay, meds are taken. Self-care is done. We can continue onward. I'm just gonna place that there. I have my water. Did you sleep last night, Mr. Naruhodo? No, not at all. It was an enormous hotel, wasn't it?
Potential Chaos says, it's Little Inferno. It's Little Inferno just for me. I got the fireplace at B.
I got the fireplace at B. Poor Artemis. He reached his limit. B. Don't put B's in your Little Inferno. Thank you for that, Chaos. How are you? Oh no, the salami is under maintenance. Wait, what do you mean the salami's under maintenance?
You like jazz?
I like jazz. Do you like jazz? I like jazz. Thank you for the biddies, Chaos. Oh my gosh. Since this is the United Japandom. No, we're in London. I'm so confused. The fireplace that bees. The rooms were so luxurious. I felt like we were staying in a palace. And with all the gas lights twinkling, it was brighter than day, even in the middle of the night. What about the enormous beds? After my time on the SS Buria, I wasn't going to waste a single inch of that space. I spent the entire night rolling from one side of the mattress to the other. Oh yes, it really was the sort of night you can only dream of normally. Except, when I learned that we owed £3 for the rooms, that dream quickly turned into a nightmare. Oops, sorry about that. The building was so impressive and the entrance so inviting, I just wandered in without thinking. In a lodging house in Japan, that sum of money would put a roof over your head for a whole year. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't help my tears when we were presented with the bill. I really am sorry. Well, never mind. We must find some more affordable lodging straight away, though. If we're not careful, our entire stipend will be used up in 10 days or less. London is a scary place. Good morning to you at this early hour. Oh, he's back. What? I'm sorry, there's a movie called... Wasn't there a movie that like just came out not that long ago that was that but with a bear? Or am I crazy? Oh, yes, well... Good morning to you, Lord Chief Justice. We have come to report on the outcome of the trial at the Old Bailey yesterday. Susato-san is amazing. She doesn't bat an eyelid, even in the presence of the imposing Lord Strongheart. Yes, I believe you had a very comprehensive initiation into British courtroom practices. Oh, yes, it was very eye-opening, thank you. And, in accordance with your instructions, Lord Strongheart, Mr. Naruhodo performed his duty to the end. Yes, I've already been apprised of the events. You conducted a remarkable defense. You may consider the test passed. Oh, no longer are you a student from the Empire of Japan. You may henceforth claim to be a fully fledged lawyer. My country is delighted to welcome young talent from such a remote eastern land. Thank you very much. So, I'm a lawyer now. Now, in view of your new appointment, I have a fresh case in mind for you. I'd like you to take it on at once. I trust that won't be a problem. Another case? Already? Nothing trains a lawyer better than practical experience. I'm sure I don't sense dissatisfaction, do I? It's just that yesterday's trial ended unusually. I haven't quite come to terms with it. What's to come to terms with? The man was cleared. What more were you hoping for? Not to let a potential murderer walk free, personally. That's what I feel like. So you just checked they paid like 600. Ooh. Oh, heck no. No, I can't afford that. No way. Is that before or adjusting for inflation after? Okay, but still. That's, yay! That's a lot. That is, like, kind of, like, way too much money. I don't care if you can roll from one side of the bed to the other. That is, I'm sorry. Nah, bruh. I don't know what hotel would cost that much money. Not unless I'm getting complimentary, like, bed and breakfast. And, like, a complimentary spa. Like, only then, maybe. But nah. Not just for a bed. Nah. I just can't help wondering if Mr. McGilded really was innocent. Mr. Naruhodo? Yeah, no, for me, that's like, in terms of my part of my mortgage, yeah. That's like, nope. I wouldn't be able to pay my mortgage. Like, I would have to miss a month's worth of mortgage. Like, nah. No hotel's worth that for a single night. Like, for a week, okay, maybe fine. Not for a single night. It's just that I never managed to ascertain the truth. And then the trial ended. Well, you needn't let it trouble you for a second longer. Sorry? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? Magnus McGilded passed away immediately following the trial. It was, you know what? I had a feeling it was him in there, but we didn't technically see the body.
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
You abandon your morals to further your career. I mean, you know what? Yay! At least it comes with good benefits. I don't feel good about... Look, I still don't feel good about the trash took itself out. I was like, well, now I no longer feel bad, and I'm still a lawyer. Now your next case is to divorce King Henry from his sixth wife. No, I'm sorry, I'm not that kind of lawyer. I ain't touching a divorce case. Then I have to sit there while the couple argues who gets to keep the Beanie Babies. Not doing that. No. What? Mr. McGilded is dead? I have 19 minutes and 41 seconds until my next engagement. Time enough to talk. Oh, okay. I have several questions about how this man died, although we kind of saw it, but... I don't understand. What happened? How can he be dead? After the trial concluded yesterday, there was a great commotion in the Old Bailey. As you'll presumably recall, an omnibus had been wheeled into the courtroom. Yes, of course. That was the scene of the crime which Mr. McGilded had been accused of. Precisely. Well, while the bailiff's attention was diverted by some other matter, the omnibus went up in flames. No. How could such a thing have happened? That is being investigated as we speak, but already... The police have identified a corpse found inside the charred shell of the carriage as that of Mr. McGilded. That's awful! The man must have slipped in whilst the bailiff's attention was elsewhere. That bailiff really needs to pay more attention. And how could that have happened? That is also being investigated as we speak. Thinking back now, immediately after the trial, Mr. McGilded did mention going back into the courtroom to look at the omnibus. The plot has definitely thickened. It is currently burning. I was wondering what that smell was. You need to defend Morgan Le Fay against accusations of murdering King Arthur. If you do a good enough job, maybe she'll end up moving to Japan starting at... No! Oh my gosh. Man, Quest for Camelot sure is different in that version. Hi, Twin! How are you? Oh, hey, look, Nacho was able to hit the nut button on your behalf. An inspection of the omnibus. Not to my knowledge. I don't believe Scotland Yard had any intention of re-examining the carriage. But then who was Mr. McGilded talking about? Never mind that now. The Yard is making a thorough investigation. This matter is no longer any concern of yours. Leave it to the police. Why, Mr. McGilded? I mean, even if he committed a murder, that's still a very... That's a rough way to go. I mean, you're being burned alive. That's like some hocus pocus right there. So, how did you find your first taste of our country's Supreme Court?
Welcome to Barnes and
I don't know.
Where did it go?
I mean, it was... Wow. Mr. Naruhodo means that the whole experience was steeped in the solemnity of Great Britain's long history. It's really a world apart from our own judicial system in Japan, which is only a few short decades old. Thank you, Rob. I just can't talk. I can't. Wow, Susato-san has such a way with words. And you seem to have a way of failing to find the right ones. The judicial system here is the most advanced in the world. Learn all you can. The most advanced in the world is... it? It was fortunate that your very first trial was a simple affair. Simple? That was simple? As I believe I mentioned yesterday morning, it was a trial you couldn't lose. I don't mean to be contrary, Lord Strongheart, but the case was anything but simple. How was that simple? There were multiple times during that case where it was shifting from one direction to the other. You call that simple? The circumstances of the case were so incriminating. I was stunned when I first heard them. In fact, I'm still finding it hard to believe that we managed to get a favorable verdict. Is something funny? No, my apologies. However, the fact is that you did receive the not guilty verdict you set out to achieve. And that can only be attributed to exceptional talent. Wouldn't you agree? Well, I don't know about that. Well, never mind. You exceeded my expectations, I freely admit. That much, at least, is the undeniable truth. Which is precisely why I have prepared the new case for you that I mentioned before. What's going on? What was he going to say before? Just not only that, but we were considering who was the prosecutor in that case. I am shocked, considering what did they mention his conviction rate? But I'm pretty sure it's extraordinarily high. Could you perhaps give us some more details about the new case you mentioned? Don't tell me it's a murder and the trial starts in 10 minutes. No, it starts in 12 minutes. Don't worry, it's nothing so alarming or quite so urgent as your last assignment. In fact, this case is completely different. I see. Did he just read my mind? That is to say, no one has died. As yet. What do you mean as yet? Is that a promise or a threat? And the trial will not be today. There is plenty of time to research the case thoroughly. 23 hours, 43 minutes, and 19 seconds to be precise. So the trial's tomorrow then. Is everything all right? Oh, yeah. I'm just a little confused, that's all. Yesterday's trial was... well, it's left me wondering if I'm really cut out for being a lawyer. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. I don't know if I could face standing in that courtroom again after Mr. McGilded's trial. Ah, yes, I nearly forgot. There is one similarity with yesterday's case. Once again, there is currently no one to advocate for the defense. Oh. If the situation remains unchanged, the trial will start tomorrow with the defendant unrepresented. And if that happens, I need not to remind you of the inevitable outcome. The most terrible end awaits the defendant. Yes, that's right. That's why he said yet, because somebody could potentially be sent to the gallows. That's not good. They definitely clarify his conviction rate at some point, I think during this case or the next. Yeah, and I shudder to know what his conviction rate is. It's probably like in the high 90s. Give or take a smidge, you know, a little bit of rounding up to the nearest number. Didn't they mention here though it's the gallows, or am I crazy, or am I just thinking of the gallows? I could have, or was it hanging? Is it hanging here? Either way, it's not a good time. Here we go again. Your time is up. You will have to excuse me. I would advise you to begin making preparations for tomorrow's trial. After all, the clock is ever ticking. There is now but 23 hours, 26 minutes, and 39 seconds until the court sits. Last time he mentioned the 23 hours, he said there was plenty of time. And one more thing, Mr. Naruhodo. There is something I should like to ask you. What's that? Yesterday, you remarked upon something. That you intend to see through the will of your late compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I would be interested to hear what exactly you mean by that. Inside 34 seconds. Kazuma always used to say, you see, that he wanted to learn how the greatest justice system in the world worked so he could change ours in Japan. Now that he's gone, I'd like to work towards that myself. And there's another thing. Oh? Another thing. Continue. On the way here, on the steamship, he said something to me. There's something very important that I have to do. Something very important? And what exactly would that be? He never had the chance to tell me. I suppose he would have done if he had ever made it. You're out of time. Well, thank you for your enlightening discussion. Mr. Naruhodo, what's all this about? Mr. Osogi never once mentioned anything of the sort to me. I urge you both to focus your attentions on the matter at hand. I've taken the liberty of summoning the police inspector in charge of the case. He'll be able to apprise you of the details. How long has he been there? So, I wish you the best of luck, and bid you farewell. I was gonna say, the electric chair hasn't even... I don't even think was the electric chair a thing? I feel like the electric chair came later, no? The gallows is hanging. Oh, wait! Okay, the gallows is hanging! See, I thought they were the same thing, but then Nacho said the gallows are French, so I thought maybe I was wrong. I was so confused. He wants to honor his gay husbando with the flaming omnibus. I think the biggest punishment at this point was banishment to Australia. I mean, eventually something in Australia will kill you. If it's not the spiders, it's definitely the snakes. You know, or maybe you'll get into a fight with a koala and you'll lose. I don't know. Or maybe, I don't know, there's so many sharks in Australia. I don't know. Take your pick, man. Also, hi, just a reminder, just because we're mentioning Australia, you guys just remember, today is National Steve Irwin Day. It is very important that we conserve our wildlife so that we have a greener planet that's better for all of us too. Hi, thank you. That was my important PSA for today. Yes, an emu will kill you. I mean, it's technically a descendant of the dinosaurs. There's something very important that I have to do. Kazuma-sama, what did you mean? I wish I knew, but honestly, he never told me. No, actually, do save the stingrays. It actually really, I get upset when people blame the stingray. I'm like, he wouldn't have blamed them. He knew the dangers of the job. Like, he knew. But seriously, stingrays are babies. Apparently the electric chair was instituted in the late 1800s with the first execution of it in the 1890 in the US. Okay, for some reason I thought it was a little later than that, which is kind of funny too because I feel like not that long ago I watched a YouTube video regarding like the history of the death penalty in general, and I don't know why I thought the electric chair was later, unless I'm crazy. I got to feed stingrays by hand and fell in love with them. Oh, they just take so nice, right? They just float by you, they take it so gently, and then, like, just swim away. Honestly, I love that. Yes, you are also baby. Stingrays are babies. Everyone here is a baby. We gotta take care of our ocean babies. Anyway, we had better talk to the detective, don't you think? They really are. It's like, you can't blame them for that. That's just their nature. Yes, you're right. I hope I'm just imagining it. But I wouldn't say he looks pleased to see us at all. Does he have food? Are those French fries? Are those like steak fries? I want whatever he has. Okay, we can only examine, so. Could we trouble you? What do you think? Lovely weather, isn't it? What's the weather got to do with anything? Listen to me, you young Japanese upstart. Some frippery about the weather doesn't get every English gent in and out of your head, you know. But Susada-san told me it was foolproof. I'm a busy man, a very busy man. There's a crime scene to investigate, but I'm here having to give the likes of you a talking to. I'm ever so sorry. Can you imagine what the other officers there will be saying, Haven't seen Gregson anywhere, have you? Nah, he's too busy with the bigwigs these days. And all because of some bumpkin who's here on a jaunt from a country I've never even heard of. Hear that ripping sound? That's my reputation at the yard going to tatters. There's no need to rip us apart as well. aggressively eating his fish and chips. Okay, I'm gonna say, if you guys ever get the chance, there's a really good fish and chips place in Frick in Epcot, like that you could go there for lunch. I love getting my lunch there. It's literally in the American Pavilion, or like it's so, I think it is, but it's so heckin' good. I love those. That was like my first introduction to fish and chips, and now I just love fish and chips. I love his newspaper of infinite fish and chips. Right? It's like a bag of holding, but it's just a newspaper of holding. I love it. All the food at Epcot is amazing. I've yet to like turn down any food that I've tried there, honestly. I don't believe we've been introduced. This is Mr. Ryanosuke Naruhodo, a defense lawyer. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, It's a lovely weather we're having today, isn't it? It is unseasonably fine, I grant you. London winters don't see a lot of sunshine. Unbelievable! How did she pull that off? So, Lord Strongheart has asked me to fill you in on the case. The name's Tobias Gregson. Inspector Gregson to you. I'm from Scotland Yard. Gregson? Inspector Gregson? What's the matter with Susato-san? Does this detective's name mean something to her? Oh, okay. I was actually going to ask if he was a Holmes character because it seemed like they were placing a lot of emphasis on him. It's called being a lady, Ryanosuke. Yes, it's called you are legally not allowed to be mean to her. Also, just because I really love Susato and I really hecking wish I had her people skills. As somebody with crippling social anxiety, man, I wish I had a natural charisma of 20 like that. Inspector, are you perhaps the Inspector Gregson? You're acting like you know this man, Miss Susato, but he's a London detective. Oh, I do know him. Very well, in fact. Very well? Yes, he features prominently on the adventures of Sherlock Sholmes. Oh, in that publication. What's it called again? The Ranced magazine? That's right! Inspector Gregson and Mr. Sholmes enjoy a wonderful friendly rivalry. Really? You rival the great Mr. Sholmes? That's incredible. Well, I don't know about that. Mr. Sholmes isn't a professional like myself, of course, but he does come up with the goods from time to time. Mr. Sholmes is equally complimentary about you, Inspector, isn't he? You've earned his highest praise. Gregson is the pick of a bad lot of all the Scotland Yarders. Those were his own words. That's his highest praise? Well, Mr. Sholmes isn't particularly known for giving compliments, you see. That he is not. And thanks to the magazine, my name's known all over London town now. That's great, isn't it? I have to admit that to start with, I was a little, flattered by all the attention. Everyone wanted to shake my hand, and my reputation at the Yard went through the roof. Well, that's wonderful. No, it is not. There's nothing more sinister than the man on the street. People are always looking at me now. They're whispering rumors about me under their breath, I'm sure. Rumors? Are you quite sure? He's changed since he started appearing in those stories. The fame's gone to his head. Stuff like that. Gosh, do you really think people are saying such mean-spirited things about you? But wait, is Susato... I feel like Susato's probably taller than me. I don't think she ever mentioned her height, did she? I don't think they did. I've written many, many pages of fan fiction about him. Rob? I don't think you've... I would ask if you've written fan fiction. I don't want to be nosy, but I was gonna be like, or do you mean one of the characters? I wasn't sure if you meant yourself. Susato's 5'0". Okay, yeah, you know what? Checks out. Same exact height. Okay, you were speaking for Susato. Okay. Checks out. Where I'm exactly the same height? Man, I know what I'm doing for my next cosplay. Like I said, they whisper, so I can't catch exactly what they're saying, but I know what folk are like. I'm sure that's what they're saying. As sure as eggs is eggs. I get the feeling this detective could be very hard work. Oh dear, perhaps a sudden rise to fame does change people. The case. So, about the case that the Lord Chief Justice mentioned before? Nothing to tell, really. As far as we're concerned at the yard, it couldn't be simpler. Oh dear, that probably means that as far as we're concerned as lawyers, it couldn't be more complicated. I wish you were wrong about that, but I have a nasty feeling you're right. A young woman was walking along the pavement on Briar Road when she was stabbed from behind. Fortunately, it wasn't fatal, but she's still laid up in the hospital unconscious. That's despicable! What sort of coward would attack the poor woman from behind? I suppose you would have finished whoever it was off with the Susato takedown, would you? That is neither here or there, Mr. Naruhodo. Brace yourself, Ryanosuke. You angered her now. Anyway, after something of a whirlwind investigation, the criminal was arrested. He barely had time for a cup of tea after the incident took place, to be honest. So there must have been something left at the scene that led you directly to the culprit? Or perhaps, what, Nestle Crunch fish and chips? Or perhaps a reliable witness who recognized the person in question. Let me stop you right there. You're wasting your time on that one. Sorry? There's nothing you can do. There's no way to help the bloke now. Why ever not? Simple. The prosecutor that's been assigned to the trial tomorrow is Lord Barrick von Zeeks. Why am I not surprised? No. Sounds like you've heard of him. I love he just said his name and that's the first sound that plays. Oh yes, we are very familiar with Lord Van Zeeks. Believed to be the harbinger of death itself. The Reaper of the Bailey. Oh my god. Your one attempt at writing fanfic was a Magic School Bus Doctor Who crossover where Miss Frizzle was revealed to be a timely. Oh my gosh, I'm actually into that. She would be though. Are you telling me she's not canonically? They're just hiding that fact from us. Yeah, I actually really like that idea, Rob. I think you were onto something there. I mean, that would explain a lot about her powers. Lord Barrick Van Zeeks, who we faced in court only yesterday. Mr. McGilded told us about him before the trial, didn't he? Flashback. When Van Zeek stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. And in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. So 100% conviction rate, basically. This Reaper of the Bailey nickname. I suppose he's earned that because every defendant he advocates against is found guilty, is that it? Well, if that's the case, we should inform you, Inspector, that in yesterday's trial against Lord Van Zeeks, Mr. Naruhodo secured a verdict of not guilty. Oh, technically you're right. There's a .1 now that's missing. What of it? Oh, well, I think... That means that even against the Reaper of the Bailey, it's not impossible to save the defendant. It's just most likely not possible. No, you really don't have a clue, do you? What do you mean? What happened to that bloke in the end, eh? He's dead. Magnus McGilded came a cropper in that omnibus when it went up in flames. So you can't rightly say you saved the defendant, can you? What are you saying? Look, if Van Seeks could get the dirt to stick on everyone, he'd be a miracle worker. But that's not how it goes. He doesn't work miracles. He works magic. Black magic. I told you he's either a necromancer or a vampire. Take your pick. Or a necromancer vampire. Maybe he's Strahd for all we know. Maybe he's literally Strahd. He looks the part. I'd have a good long think about that if I were you. Are we really supposed to believe that? Miss Frizzle is definitely a time lady alongside Mary Poppins. Oh, for sure. I mean, both of them are practically perfect in every way. Right. And they take care of children. Checks out, you know? And they take them on magical adventures that are seemingly impossible. I mean, you're ticking everything off the list, you know? Right, well, I filled you in as requested, and I'm very nearly out of chips. So I'll be heading back to the crime scene now. We're still carrying out a few investigations there. It was Briar Road, you said, didn't you? Where the incident took place. That's correct, ma'am. And if you head over to the holding cells, you can meet the criminal himself. You've branded him a criminal already? He's as good as. Shaking like a leaf in his cell he is. It'll give you a chuckle if nothing else. I mean, nothing's funny about that if he's innocent and he's scared. He's inmate 53. Speak to the jailer and he'll show you the way. Inmate 53. Thank you. So, there's no helping anyone against the Reaper of the Bailey, they say. Is something troubling you, Mr. Naruhodo? To tell the truth, when I recall the trial yesterday, I can't stop myself from shaking. The idea of facing the Reaper in the court again is... Well, if you think it's too much for you, there's no shame in turning the case down. That takes courage, too. But if the man they've arrested is innocent, you could well imagine he would be shaking like a leaf in his cell. And I, for one, wouldn't find the sight of that funny. So, if I'm honest, I'm still reeling from the shock of yesterday's events myself. And I'm really not sure if I'll be able to help this man, whoever he is. But I'd like to try, so I think I'm going to make some inquiries. Will you help me? Did you really think you had to ask? After all, I am your judicial assistant. Thank you. So then, shall we? Yes, let's go. Onwards and forwards. He's either a necromancer or a vampire, aka a See how you spelled that? I mean, he's probably literally drinking from the necks of people. So these are British prison cells. These literally look like cells out of freaking the Elder Scrolls. This is so medieval. Oh, they're ghastly. It feels just like a dungeon. Yeah, and having experienced it in Japan myself, I can assure you that our wooden cells feel a lot cozier than these cold stone walls. Oh, don't, Mr. Naruhodo. You're making it seem worse. Apparently, our client is in the cell here, but it's so dark at the back that I can't make him out. I wonder what he's like. Inmate 53, your legal representative is here to see you. Stop hiding at the back of the cell and show your face at once. Am I? Am I a cat, as yet with no name? Calling me by a number. It's utterly, unbelievably, unjustly, unreasonable. I refuse to answer. Mr. Naruhodo, what? What do you think is going on here? I have no idea. But I wasn't just hearing things, was I? I feel like I'm playing Amnesia again, just looking at the background. That tirade of complaints was in Japanese. He doesn't look like a murderer. I mean, I can't say for sure, but he doesn't look it. Excuse me, but who? Shh, quiet. They're all around, hiding. I know they are. They're watching, listening. Okay, nah, he's crazy. Even now, I can sense it. Right, so, could I ask you? There you are. You've come to curse me, haven't you? Don't try to hide it. You're a ghost. A ghost? Nah, I'm very much corporeal, my friend. I mean, you can reach out and poke me. I'm very much here. Hi, Ilya. How is your love? He's crazy. I'll distract him, Susato. You run. We mean you no harm, prisoner-san. Are you Japanese by any chance? This is beyond my wildest dreams. Oh, this poor man. Have a tissue. Just take the whole box. Forgive me for that outburst before. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's fine. We were just a little surprised, that's all. Imagine it! It's been 12 long months since I left my hometown, and here I am, in a frightful fix in a foreign land. So hearing the sweet, sentimental tones of a compatriot's voice here in this damp, dark heck hole was is it because of the... Nacho, you say that, is that the glistening in his eyes? Most monumentally moving moment! He's giving off big Yusuke energies from Persona 5 right now. He's gonna walk into a church and start making all these movements. Who could have guessed that the new client Lord Strongheart assigned to us would turn out to be a fellow Japanese? What compassion my fellow countrymen has shown to dispatch a first-class lawyer all the way from Japan to defend a mere foreign student. Noble, nurturing, never-failing Nippon. First-class lawyer? Oh dear, I think there's been something of a misunderstanding here. I wonder, would you be so kind as to tell us what's happened? Why you've been detained as a suspect, for example? Yes, I will. Shan't stay sullen and silent. I'm not quite sure I understand what he means, but he seems happy. Yeah, he does. I just hope he actually has a good reason to be. Thank you for your cooperation. I'm a lawyer, as you said. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. And I am Naruhodo-san's judicial assistant, Susato Mikotoba. I am a visiting student sent here by our government, notoriously named Natsume, Soseki Natsume. I mean, man, he has energy. I gotta give him that. He's moving like he just had he just like downed like a pack of Red Bulls in prison. I mean, dang, I don't move like that no more.
Oi, go. Oi, more passion,
Every
more
time
passion,
the man
more
moves.
Passion, more energy, more footwork.
That's actually accurate.
More footwork, more passion, more energy.
Soseki Natsume-san? What an unusual name. Call me Soseki, please. I'm a poet, you see. A writer of haiku. It's something of a nom de plume. A nom de plume? You mean an alias? That's right, Naruhodo-san. No. Don't be so prosaic. It's much more refined than that. And haiku, that really reminds me of home. Did I hear you say that you were a visiting student sent over here by the government? Yes, but that's right. A year ago, I was told to go and study English. First, I had to suffer that misery, and now this. It's beyond the pale. Suffer that misery? Did you not want to study here? No. I mean, I've had an interest in Great Britain for some years, of course. Oh. But just because the government tells you to do something doesn't mean you can do it. No. What do you mean? If they told me to study English literature, that I could have understood. That's my field. But no, they told me to study the English language. Utterly, unbelievably, unjustly unreasonable. I see. Only the other day, I was told to send a report about my first year here. I tendered a blank piece of paper. Wise words on white washi. You must be a man of great standing. Oh yes, so I'm often told. And often like to be told, it seems. Oh, wait, hold on. So, apparently, Soseki Natsume was a real person, like a real human that visited England during this time period. Oh! Dang! I had no clue! I had no clue he was based off a real person. I mean, dang. That's actually, I mean, they did their homework. So, like, man, I'm actually really interested in this. I want to look this up later. I'm just, my interest has been piqued. He wrote a number of famous Japanese novels, including Kokoro and I Am a Cat. Oh my gosh, hold on, I want to look this book. I Am a Cat. I'm looking this up right now. Hold the phone. I am a cat. Soseki Natsume. I can't type right now. There we go. Oh my gosh, wait, you can get it on Amazon. Oh my gosh, here it is. Hold the phone. Hold on, I just have to make sure my address isn't showing. Okay, cool. Alright, I just had to do that really quick. You can actually get this off of Amazon. That is so heckin' cool. I love a nonchalant string of anecdotes and wisecracks told by a fellow who doesn't have a name, has never caught a mouse, and isn't good for much anything except human beings in action. I kind of want this. I just want to see the pictures. Hold on. I'm really interested. I actually want to read this. I want to see if I can... Man, I wonder next time if I go to Barnes & Noble's if it's there. I kind of like... I'm really interested now. Just give me more books. That's all I need. More books. More books to read. Morgana's speech patterns in the Japanese version of P5 are based on the way the main character of I Am a Cat speaks. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. But wait a minute. We have to wait a minute. But Morgana's not a cat. I love that so much. That's so clever now saying, oh, that's even extra clever. Morgana going, I'm not a cat, but your speech pattern comes from I Am a Cat. Wow. I like that. So apparently the paranoia is canonical. He went back to Japan because his mental health tanked being alone in a foreign land. Well, can you honestly imagine how that must, you know, you have to like, you don't, especially when you don't know anybody. I, for one, can't even handle being outside and dealing with people socially in a place where, like in a country where I grew up and I speak, you know, and we speak the same language. But could you imagine that? But just being able to go out and you're just not familiar with anyone. You speak a different, you know, you learning a different, even if you learn the language, like I'm not comfortable speaking Japanese in front of people. Heck no. I kind of get really self-conscious about it. On top of that, yeah, considering you see how a lot of the people are being xenophobic, yeah. Like on top of that, like I feel so bad that, like, nobody went with him. I actually feel really bad now. I had no idea this was all based on stuff that, like, his character is based on somebody and something that actually afflicted him. Like, oh man, I feel so bad. Honestly, have you ever had a dream that you had oh no, not again. Claire just sent that through like TTS the other night. Oh my gosh. No, I really do like the information because now I kind of have like a different perspective. Okami was just trying to I know, obviously you can tell I'm struggling to sentence. That's my social anxiety when I'm streaming creeping up, when I'm struggling to form a sentence. That's literally when you can tell I'm like, oh my gosh, am I making anybody upset? Did I offend somebody on accident? I'm so sorry. Please don't be mad. I love you. I'm like, you can just tell when it's kicking in. Oh my gosh. I think that meme has been referenced every day this week. You went in not knowing, so I actually went in paranoid of where this was going to go after how the last case came out. I mean, he's definitely... in that case, now that we're getting the backstory, yeah, he's gotta be innocent. Because, I mean, gosh, I feel so bad now that I mean, on top of a time period when, like, everyone's like, what's mental health? And you're dealing with people that are being xenophobic to you. You don't know anybody. You're getting homesick. Like, man, that's just stacking, and it's making me, like, really, really sad. Do you know there's creative liberties with this character, so it won't be 100? Oh, I had a feeling there's gonna be creative liberties for sure. But just knowing that now and having a different perspective, man, I didn't think he was actually ever imprisoned. I had a feeling that wasn't the case. It's just, me having a different perspective, honestly. Oh my gosh. Oh, good luck with your 6 a.m. meeting, Rob. Have a good sleep. Yeah, I doubt it, Rob. I'll let you know, but I doubt it. This is Ace Attorney. When isn't there a plot twist? Could you perhaps tell us exactly why you've been arrested, Soseki-san? I didn't do it. I didn't commit that atrocious murder. Murder? Oh no. No, it's all right. The woman didn't actually die, did she? But she was stabbed with a knife right before my eyes. Before your eyes? You mean you saw the attacker? I didn't see anyone. What? If I'd seen the person who did it, do you think I'd be locked up in here? Oh dear. It seems this case is becoming rather complicated. Why me? Why me? Why did that silly woman have to be stabbed in front of me? It's the curse. The curse of London. It's incredibly, inexcusably, irritatingly inconvenient. So Soseki-san was there at the scene, but he didn't see the attacker. It's vital that we find out more about the case. It was an accursed evening, just after the snow had started to clear and heavy with fog. I'd been to the bookshop to buy some books, and I was on my way back to my accursed lodgings. Sure, the bookshop wasn't accursed too? As I was walking along that accursed pavement, I couldn't make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat, she was, and just as I went to overtake her... Oh! She suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed onto the cold, hard slabs of stone at my feet. Not dead, unconscious, still breathing.
A body has been discovered! After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
Especially this kind of jail where my only light is a candle. I don't even see any pillows on this mattress. I don't even think that's a memory foam bed. How terrible. I called out to the woman, but she didn't move. It was like a ghostly, ghoulish, grim graveyard. Slight exaggeration there, perhaps. I was terrified. I had to get away from here. So I ran as fast as my legs would carry me back to my accursed lodgings. That's not good. That makes you look... I know you didn't do it, but that makes you look suspicious as heck. They'll say... It was shameful, I know, to run away like that. Tell me, Soseki-san, was the victim an acquaintance of yours? Don't be ridiculous. Do you think I know any of the fair-haired English? And a young woman at that? I'm diffident, shy, timid, unsure. I can't talk to people, man. Mood. I see. A young woman, unknown to Soseki-san. And at the time it happened, who else did you see nearby? Did anybody pass you? Regrettably, apart from myself and the woman, I didn't see a soul. No one? Oh, great. So, the victim was unknown to you, and there was nobody else on the street at the time. That creates something of a conundrum, doesn't it? What conundrum? What do you mean, Susato-san? What's the conundrum? Well, if what Soseki-san has just told us is true, there's something I can't explain. He says that he didn't know... Well, I think in his case it's just probably because they're both from Japan. That he's probably just like, oh, thank goodness, people I can talk to. His portrayal seems pretty spot on, and the neuro is all canon due to his trip. I feel so bad. He says that he didn't know the victim and that there was no one else at the scene. Then he apparently fled without having been seen. I did. But if that's the case, surely this man has to be the culprit. You! What did you just say? Nothing. I didn't say anything. Oops, perhaps I thought that a little loudly. Actually, that's not what was troubling me. What I was thinking was, how did Soseki-san actually come to be arrested? Sorry? He didn't touch the victim, and there was nobody at the scene to see him. So how did the police ever discover that he was there in the first place? Oh yeah, she's right. It was him. That accursed great detective. He led the police to me. Of all the bad luck. Accursed great detective? Could it be? I shall never forget that man's name as long as I live. With his haughty laugh and his self-proclaimed greatness. Brash, big-headed, busybody begone. May you be cursed until the end of your days. Herlock Sholmes? I knew it. Mr. Sholmes? Ah, I see he's coming back this trial. Well, I didn't expect to hear that name from this man's lips for sure. It was the morning after the nightmare had unfolded on the pavement before me. I was gnawing on a sliver of hard cheese when some men suddenly burst in through the door. They started shouting at me, "This is the police! Put the weapon down!" Yes, it was a thin sliver. And yes, it was hard, but I wasn't eating a weapon! I mean, I don't know. Could cheese be used as a weapon? What if it's like a really hard block of cheese you could hit someone over the head with? Oh my god. If it makes you feel better, his mental health improved drastically after returning home. Okay, good. I'm glad that didn't seem to... I'm glad it at least had some improvement when he went back. Oh, okay. Okay. I always forget how much Japan loves Sherlock Holmes. I should actually like really start reading Sherlock Holmes at some point. I feel like as somebody who's really gotten into like murder mysteries and stuff, like heavily, how have I not even started? Disgusting, dietary, discrimination devils. You clearly had a trying morning yesterday. And there he was, in the middle of all the policemen, grinning like a Cheshire cat. That Sherlock Sholmes? It's actually just Sherlock Sholmes? He's English. I've since found out that he's a famous name in detection here in London. Yes, the great detective is really very well known. And his overly sharp mind managed to deduce my whereabouts apparently. He thinks I'm the knife-wielding madman? Me? This weak, stooped kitten of a man? I wonder what great deduction process led him to his conclusion this time. Do you mean to say that Mr. Sholmes' deduction was the only reason the police arrested you? That would be really most unreasonable. Well, the thing is, I was thrown into a panic when they barged their way in. Of course you were. That's only natural. I was terrified and trembling, and they kept throwing question after question at me in impossible English. Fiendish, foreign film flammery. Well, we are in England. You can't really blame them for questioning you in English. Good point, good point. But my mind went blank. I knew I had to answer, but I didn't know what to say. So I just kept repeating things like, yes, I do, and I'm fine. The next thing I knew, I was in manacles, and before I knew it, I was thrown in here. Oh dear, I'm afraid that's hardly surprising. I'm fine, he's not fine now. Anna Green Gables? That seems so random, though. Why? Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Oh, you can just call me Naruhodo. And when we're speaking English, a simple mister is more than enough. Oh, yes, alright, yes. They've really got to me. This country is poisoning my mind. But please, I beg you to defend me in court tomorrow. You can tell them what really happened. You'll do it, won't you? Well, why is it so hard to say yes to me? Well, the thing is, I'm just a student like yourself on a study tour. A student? I have defended a case in the Old Bailey. Only the one, though. But at this moment in time, I really don't know what I'm supposed to believe in. I'm confused about what justice in this country even means. Oh, Naruhodo-san. I'm not even the foreign student who was supposed to be here. I'm a sort of locum lawyer, I suppose. But that armband, that's the mark of a defense lawyer from our great empire. It's a keepsake from the man who should have been here. He was my best friend. Okay. He was your best friend. A keepsake? I know exactly what they're saying about me. Oh, who do you mean? The lawyers. All the British defense lawyers. They won't defend me. Goodness, why? Why do you say that? For the same reason as you noted before, when it happened. There was only the victim and myself around, and I ran away from the scene of the crime. I'm not a fool. I know it looks as though I must be the culprit. It must be very hard for you, Soseki-san. And anyway, I'm a student from overseas. I'm just a foreign nobody to them, someone not to be trusted. I heard them openly laughing about me in my earshot without any compunction at all. Any trial for this man would be a waste of time, they said. And, of course, the foreigner did it. They even had the gall to say, the man doesn't understand half of what's being said anyway. That's awful. They're wrong. I've studied more English than half of the policemen out there on the streets. I've traveled halfway around the world to learn about these people's country and its great history. But no one here wants to listen to a man with a strange accent. They all hate me. So, at the very least, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who can listen to me in my native tongue. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad. Exactly, he didn't, and he accidentally admitted to murder, but like obviously they knew.
Salami. He
wasn't exactly admitting it. They caught him in a panic and in a language that's not his his native language. Even if you learned it, it's still not your native language. You have to think about it. Oh my gosh. You could do it, couldn't you? When I look into your eyes, I can see it. I can see what you've been through. Soseki-san, it's just that... Oh, come on, look at them big old eyes and don't say you won't take it. Give me a little time, please. I'll do what I can for the time being. What do you mean? We shall investigate the case as thoroughly as possible. If we can find some clues, it will give us a much better chance, I'm sure. Oh, yes, thank you. I'll be here, all alone, waiting for you. Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo, Esquire. We should be going then, Naruhodo-san. We have a case to prepare for. So, on the move. See if we can find any clues. So this is where it happened. Briar Road. Look, Mr. Naruhodo. Look at that regulation metal helmet. It's unmistakable. The men of Scotland Yard are here. They're investigating as we speak. That is their job, you know. But Mr. Naruhodo, to see one with my own eyes. They're often depicted in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, but I never dreamt I'd ever come this close. To a real Bobby's helmet. What? The helmet? Of course. I have to try one on one day. Well, I hope your hatty dreams come true. What's the Japanese delegation doing here? Oh, Inspector Gregson. This isn't on the tourist trail, as I'm fairly sure you're well aware. Yes, of course, we're here to investigate. So, you've been to the holding cells, then? What'd you think of the criminal? He's not a criminal, as you put, Inspector. He's a suspect. We'll see about that. You Japanese like to stick together, I suppose. Well, do what you will. It doesn't bother me. The bloke's in court tomorrow, whatever happens, and the verdict's a foregone conclusion. The stone-cold air of rejection. Take heart. London at this time of year is full of stone-cold air. That makes it worse somehow. Time to examine the scene. Oh, that's a Scotland Yard carriage. They use vehicles like that to rush to crime scenes and cart away criminals. You're very well informed, aren't you? It's long been a dream of mine to ride one of those through the streets of London. Well, just pick up a stone and throw it through one of the windows then. But that would mean being arrested in order to ride it, wouldn't it? Still, if it's the only way, help me find a good stone. No. No, listen, Susato, no, don't. Bad idea. Really, don't. I need you. We got a job to do. Please don't get arrested. Oh my gosh. I want
totally just stab Caesar!
Man, I can't wait till this character Ilya mentions shows up, just looking back. I have context for that now. No, I wasn't serious. Oh, what a delightful snowman! I didn't realize the English had a tradition of making snowmen as well. Looks a little creepy, though. Oh, it has a scarf, look! You need one if you were out in this freezing cold all the time. I wish I had one. Hey, you know what? I technically didn't realize this game is kinda on par with the holidays coming up. We're still in theme here. I'm afraid our budget is somewhat frozen at the moment, too. We certainly can't afford a scarf. Ah! Welcome back, Sarah! I'm glad you survived. Wait, hang on. Is it about to be Christmas again? Sadly, no. In-game, it's February. But it's still cold. Surely the snowman here wouldn't miss his. But the person who made the snowman certainly would. Yeah, I know. You're right. Anyway. Even if I borrowed it, it wouldn't do much to warm my neck, would it? It's covered in snow. Yeah, it's probably gonna freeze you. That's one of the officers from Scotland Yard. The police are making sure the crime scene is undisturbed. I have a feeling that if we wander too close, we'll be clapped in irons. I think perhaps you're being a little overcautious. We've done nothing wrong, so we have no cause for concern. No, I'm not getting caught out again. Twice is enough. Twice I found myself in handcuffs despite not knowing a thing about what was going on. Yes, you've had some dreadful experiences. I'm sure it's that wide-eyed look of panic you're so prone to. It does you no favors at all. Oh, what else do we got? Oh, I did not mean to hit that. Bike? Oh, a British bicycle, look! Although the wheel is so misshapen, I'm sure it couldn't possibly be ridden anymore. Someone must have been doing some breakneck cycling. It seems bicycles have become extremely popular in London recently. There's even a movement to change women's dresses to allow them to ride as well. The bicycle fad won't last. I don't see why anyone would want to ride something like that. Oh, Ryanosuke, honey. Man, you're gonna be eating those words a long time from now, considering gas prices these days, buddy. Goodness, do you dislike bicycles? No, not at all. I mean, it's not that I dislike them exactly. It's just that any occupation that involves taking both your feet off firm ground seems reckless. To be fair, that's the same logic I have when I get on a plane. If you'd ever tried walking on stilts and fallen into a river, I know you'd agree with me. We'll have to hire a bicycle sometime. You can sit behind me while I ride you around. That's a rather typical old brick building, isn't it? I'm sure it has a long and interesting history. Well, time certainly seems to have taken its toll on the place. It's crooked and sagging all over. In fact, it looks in decidedly worse shape than the other houses around here. We must find some cheap lodgings ourselves as soon as possible. Yeah, you're right. Cheap. But ideally with reasonably level floors. Okay, we already looked at that. Oh, look at the windows of that building there. Are you sure they're windows? Yeah, but they're all filled in with bricks. Oh, you're right. I wonder why. Perhaps it's an empty property that nobody lives at the moment. There's smoke coming from the chimneys, though. That's just coming from their little inferno. Oh dear, everything still feels very foreign. Reporting from the smokestacks above the city. In the weather balloon. The weatherman. Oh dear, everything still feels very foreign. There's so much we have to learn about this place. Do you see all the black smoke rising from the chimneys over there? It says here that in Great Britain, many people heat their homes in winter using coal. The only chimneys I really remember seeing in Japan were on top of the bathhouse. Do you think some of those houses could be on fire? Not at all. Well, even so. Yes, we did! I was gonna end, but then JT was like, no, you're near the end. Just finish the game. But I'm like, honey, you gotta go to bed. And JT's like, just finish it. So we made it to we didn't finish until 2 a.m. But we did it. I'm gonna stream the DLC for sure, because it was a lot of fun. That much thick smoke billowing up from the heavens is surely going to turn the whole sky black sooner or later. Gosh, you may be right about that. What else do we have? They didn't release it that long ago. Also, I probably should have mentioned it, but apparently there's a couple of days. They have a Weatherman plushie campaign. I think it's through Makeship. I think that runs until the 27th of this month. So yeah, it is Makeship. So I don't know if anyone, it's not like they're sponsoring me, but I'm like, hey, we just played the game. So if you feel like getting it, it's up for a little bit. Silver said the same thing. He said he played it way back when it was on the Wii U too, but yeah, the DLC was pretty recent. It was only last year. So a lot of people are asking, I saw a lot of people were asking in the reviews if it means that they're working on a Little Inferno too, which would be really interesting if they were. There are piles of snow on the pavement here and there, but the road itself is covered in carriage tracks. It seems carriages often travel down Briar Road. It soon disperses all the snow. I slipped over when I was walking down the pavement earlier. It seems like it would be far safer to walk on the road instead. Oh, but you're rather small, Mr. Naruhodo, and dressed in all black. I worry coachmen might not see you, and you could be flattened by horses. Well, thank you for the rather small concern. Oh, guys, not the eShop. F's in chat. You were gone too soon. The clouds look so big and heavy in the sky, don't they? And with the dense fog as well, everything looks hazy. Rip me not being able to afford things from the eShop before it shut down. Oh my gosh, Ilya, freaking same. I didn't... JT picked up some games for us, but there were some I wasn't able to grab, Ever Oasis. Wasn't able to grab that. I wasn't able to grab, the, what was it, Fantasy Life? The first one. Wasn't able to grab that. I don't think we have the first Detective Pikachu. Yeah, there was a couple of games we couldn't grab. We did manage to get all the Layton games. We did manage to get all the Ace Attorney and Layton games, but heck. I know Fantasy Life is so good, and I don't know why I never got it. I honestly don't know. And that was one of the games I wanted to grab before it closed, and it also didn't help. It literally closed while we were at Minikit, so even if I wanted to make an impulse buy, I couldn't because I didn't bring anything with me. So I was like, well, can't do that. It was, oh my gosh, I'm crying. I think my biggest regret is Ever Oasis. More so only because I know Fantasy Life is getting that sequel. That one's my biggest regret. But I really wanted to try the original Fantasy Life. Time to not ROM hack the 3DS. I personally know somebody who has already done that to their 3DS. And not gonna, I mean, hey, if they close the eShop, I'm sorry, but yeah, do it. They don't, if Nintendo doesn't want my money, if Nintendo doesn't want our money, do it. I did not. At least I don't think I did. Did we? I don't remember if we did. I have to double check with JT, but I'm leaning towards no. I don't think we did. Unfortunately, there was just too many games. Like, I think we only picked up the Layton games because somebody was selling them, like, in a bundle, I think. I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. There was just so many games I wanted to get that I'm never gonna play unless they, like, unless, like, you know, we're able to emulate it down the line, but it sucks. Well, it is known as Foggy London Town. I can just make out some sort of spire through the fog. It looks like it's still being built, though. Aha, yes! That must be the Crystal Tower, being built for the great exhibition that's to open in 6 months' time. Apparently it's going to be very striking, glazed on all sides, and the symbolic centerpiece of the exhibition. It's to be the largest exposition in history, is it? I can't even begin to imagine it. Anything else we're missing? This patch of pavement must be where the incident occurred. Yes, it's a very wide open space, isn't it? That's true. I can't see anywhere an attacker could have been hiding. Oi, what are you foreigners doing there? Just investigating. Conspiring with that mustache fella from Japan, are you? Conspiring? Come here to destroy the evidence, have you? Get out of here before I give you an item. Go on. He shoot us away like rats. Yeah, we should give him a wide berth, I think. What a disappointing experience. I agree. The store's closing is so... Like, why? If you're gonna close the stores, like, make sure... just backwards compatibility. Or port your games. Just something, you know? Video game preservation's so sad right now. It is so totally not fetch. Tell me about Scotland Yard, Inspector. Ever since I read about it in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, I've been fascinated by the place. The Yard is the most sophisticated policing organization you'll find anywhere in the world, ma'am. Oh, and you know, I've always dreamt of wearing a real Bobby's helmet. It does make them look the part, seeing the policeman there with his helmet on. You certainly get the sense that this is a man who will take no nonsense in his duty of protecting the city. Oh yes, doesn't he look wonderful? Being a London Bobby is odd going, I can tell ya. Oh really? First thing in the morning, you know what he does? Goes around and rouses all the laborers on his beat so they can get off to work. What? He wakes people up? Yep. Raps on their windows with a long pole. Did it myself going back a bit. I had no idea. The Bobby works for the people of the town. It's just another one of his duties. After that, he starts tirelessly patrolling the streets all day long. He has to cover 20 miles a day. That's the regulation distance. Dang, that's a lot of walking. Man, that's a work. That is just not skipping leg day. I can't really imagine how far that is, but it sounds like a long way. Let me see. 20 miles. That's approximately the distance from Tokyo to Yokohama. On foot? That's definitely taking things a step too far. And when it gets dark, of course. He has the important job of lighting all the gas street lamps. Oh my! And I suppose in between all of those duties, bobbies are expected to investigate cases as well? And chase after criminals trying to evade the law. I'm not sure you could call it in between exactly. More alongside, but yes. They're expected to handle those jobs as well. We do have men keeling over from time to time, I admit. I'd always dreamt of wearing one of those helmets, as I said. But it's with a heavy heart that I shall have to relinquish that dream to you, Mr. Naruhodo. Your heavy heart will be my heavy head if you do. Oh gosh. It happened at around 5 in the evening 2 days ago, just there on that open bit of pavement. The victim, a young woman, was stabbed with a blade from behind. Is it right that the lady is still unconscious now? You mentioned that she's being treated in hospital. I never said she was a lady. Truth is, unless she comes around pretty smart-ish, we won't be able to find out much about her at all. I suppose that means they haven't been able to take a statement from her, of course. Here's a map of the local area I happen to have on me. You can take it if you want. Really? Are you sure? It's yard policy to give lawyers, defendant suspects the odd bit of information to go on. I haven't actually accepted the job yet, but still. Thank you, Inspector. We gratefully accept. I want to say I hate this game from this point. Every time I streamed it, I wanted fish and chips. I mean, it's such a mood, honestly. It's, gosh, I wish I was able, sorry. My sleep cycle's off again. Back when I lived in, NYC, I could easily get fish and chips for dinner because there was, like, a fish place in Maspeth that was pretty good that I could get fish and chips from. And, like, they fried it right there and everything. Now, I don't have as easy access to fish and chips, unfortunately. It just makes me sad. Anyway, as far as we know, there was no one else on the scene other than the victim and your fellow countrymen. So who did it, do you think? Not much of a head-scratcher, is it? Well, I know Mr. Natsume is also claiming not to have seen anyone else around, but just because he didn't see anyone, doesn't mean we can be sure that nobody else was present. I'm sorry to have to tell you, but we most certainly can be sure. How? Because, ma'am, the precise moment of the stabbing didn't go unnoticed. What? We have 2 very reliable witnesses, no less. It was a typical foggy London day, and your client obviously didn't see them. There were witnesses? Now? Oh, because of your liver disease. I'm sorry, Shad. I didn't know that fish and chips were a no-no food for you. I'm sorry. The only way fish and chips are gonna keep me awake is if you dunk the fish and chips in coffee. I wouldn't want to dunk my fish and chips. I feel like that is a bad combo. I don't know. Maybe that'll be a weird if I ever get pregnant, maybe that'll be a weird pregnancy craving. I'll let you know. Who are these witnesses, Inspector? A fellow and his wife, and the man's one of the most reliable and respected citizens in all of London. Or maybe, hey, it's a charity idea down the line. He's a copper from Scotland Yard. A policeman? That might change things. And this policeman just happened to be there at the exact moment when the woman was attacked? Nothing peculiar about that, ma'am. Part and parcel of being a bobby, catching them banging the act and all. Do you think it might be possible for us to ask that policeman a few questions? Be my guest. You can ask him what you like in court tomorrow. Oh, I've no doubt he'll be summoned as a witness, so that'll give you something to look forward to. That's that then. He's got no intention of letting us meet the man beforehand, it seems. A policeman witnessed the incident? As your judicial assistant, I must warn you that this could make our job very difficult indeed. Yeah, as a non-judicial assistant, I could have warned me of that too. Oh yes, one more thing, Inspector. What? The person who led you to the suspect. I hear that was Mr. Airlock Sholmes. What are you bringing him up for? Was it something I said? The color is drained from his cheeks. Who did ya hear that name from? Oh, well, it was Mr. Natsume who mentioned it. He said that Mr. Sholmes was with the police when they entered his lodgings. I'm sure it was the result of one of Mr. Sholmes' inspirational great deductions. Fiddle faddle. The man's an amateur, and I'm getting sick and tired of him showing his mug everywhere. Oh. I don't know where he gets his information from, but he turns up at the scene of the crime, wanders around spouting incomprehensible rubbish, and before you know it, he claims to have solved the case. He's quite astounding, isn't he? He is a great help to Scotland Yard, though, isn't he? Gibble gabble! I'm learning a bunch of fancy new terms I plan on using. Between fiddle faddle and gabble wabble. What did he just say? Ever seen this before? Gibble gabble, thank you, Chat. Ever seen this before? Oh yes, that's Rant's Magazine. The wonderful publication in which the adventures of Airlock Sholmes appears. Yes, well, that wonderful publication, as you put it, sees fit to include several of the Yard's detectives in its stories. And the so-called great detective makes a mockery of us all. If you ask anyone at the Yard, it's a misadventure to be included in any Airlock Sholmes' tale at all. Well, I suppose there is an element of that. We work our socks off, every one of us, only to be frumped by the public thanks to that obnoxious detective. The man's as dangerous to us at Scotland Yard as he is to all our criminals. That can't really be true, can it, Inspector? Clearly, the great detective and the police have a complex relationship. I can understand though having a cheat day on like your diet. I do the same thing with spicy food. I won't lie. Like me having like a bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos is honestly cheating. But as long as I'm not like eating spicy food like every day and it's not like super spicy, normally I'm okay. Eat a pepper or two. No, I won't eat a pepper. I think that might be too much, but if I have like some mildly spicy curry, chances are I'll be okay as long as my stomach isn't already like flaring, you know? Except those two witnesses. I know, Ilya. I'm like kind of like flabbergasted they're not. What about those two witnesses? Why aren't they in jail? Is it because it's just easier to convict this man? Like, honestly, I'm kind of thrown by this. That twitchy Japanese bloke goes on trial tomorrow. Are you going to defend him or not? Well, makes no difference to me. But I will just say this. No London lawyer worth his salt would touch that case with a barge pole. Because the prosecution is being handled by the Reaper of the Bailey, you mean? There's no way to save the man now. It's a waste of time trying. It is all a bit strange, though. Sorry? The Reaper. He hasn't appeared in court once for a good few years now. Yes, we did hear something to that effect. And the only people he usually bothers with are the real scum, the master criminals, the violent ones. We had reports of violence, and it looks like they left in a hurry. Master criminals? The violent ones? That's right. He handpicks his victims, only deals with those guaranteed to go to the gallows for their sins. But Mr. Natsume wouldn't hang for what he's accused of, surely. That's just my point, Sunshine. Yes, the young woman was stabbed, but it didn't kill her. Couldn't even say the intent was there. So this isn't the sort of case I'd be expecting the Reaper to want to sink his teeth into, for want of a better phrase. Well, it's not exactly a minor infraction, is it? No, there's got to be more to it. Some reason he's taken an interest. Really? Sink his teeth into it! He's a vampire! That's just...
Closing time!
I know who I want to take me home. Oh, are you okay?
No.
Okay.
Somebody stabbed me in my foot.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Hi, JT. Really? What sort of reason, Inspector?
Closing
time! Why are we...
Open all the doors and let you out into the world.
I don't know why. Why this song right now?
Because whenever it gets around this time, I remember when I used to work at Best Buy during Black Friday, and every time we'd close the store, my manager would play Closing Time.
What a coincidence! We did that at Hot Topic.
It was to let everybody know that there was 15 minutes left.
Yeah, there's 15 minutes. Bring your shit to the register and get out. I don't have the censor button working, so that was my cheat for tonight. Ooh, Alfredo. You know, you want to send me some, Ilya? That sounds amazing right now.
Hey, guess what?
Hey, guess what? Did you just be nice to Luna? We don't give her enough attention. Will you pet her? You think I could tell what's going on inside the head of that Lord of Darkness?
Hey, guess what?
Now you're just bullying Gizmo. Now Deku is in here. You let them all in. He's so confused. What's going on? I'm anxious. Stop dancing, it's making me nervous. Stop shaking your legs like that. You'll have to ask him yourself in tomorrow's trial.
Hit him with the yoinky spelunky.
JT let the cats in. Are we really going to have to face the Reaper again? The Lord of Darkness, as he put it. Natsume let the cats. Technically, yes.
Gotta hit him with the yoinky spelunky to give him the...
Oh, he's leaving. The minute you started dancing, he just bolted out that door. Well, I don't think we're going to get any more useful information out of the detective. Mr. Naruhodo, can I make a suggestion? Oh, yeah. What is it? Well, it seems to me that we must speak with him about this. By him, do you mean Mr. Sholmes? Yes, Mr. Airlock Sholmes, exactly. Look at those shining eyes. You can't wait, can you? Well, Mr. Natsume did blame Mr. Sholmes for all of this, didn't he? Yes, he did. He really did. Which makes him an involved party in the case. Are you just going to ignore that? I hope not. I assure you, it's not simply my selfish desire to meet with Mr. Sholmes again. The trouble is, we have no idea. It's Baker Street. Why do you know his address? Why did Susato just dox the man? How do you know that? It's in the stories, of course. 221B Baker Street, the most famous address in the world. Oh, I see. Well, there's nothing to stop us from going, I suppose. We better try to find our way there before Susato-san gets any more excited and unpredictable. Hurrah! I'll summon a carriage. So we're going to have a reunion already. With the great detective, Mr. Airlock Sholmes. Alright, I guess we're going. I've never read Sherlock before. I've never picked up a Sherlock book. I didn't know. I do read books. Do you see how many books are currently on my desk right now? I read too much.
Thank you very much. It's just up there overlooking the street. Good day. Thanks again. This is it. The residence of Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Hi, chicken. How are you? How was D&D? So this is where the great detective makes his living. It feels surreal to be here somehow. Is it as described in the stories, Miss Susato? Susato-san? Many famous cases have been solved here in this very room. Oh, I suppose they must have been, yes. I've never read the stories, so it's hard to get quite as excited about it as she seems to be. The detective chases the villain relentlessly as he appears into the fog down an unlit London street. Oh, the thrill of it! The romanticism! Can't you feel your heart thumping in your chest? Can't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, I suppose I can, yes. So, if you don't mind, I'll just stand here and soak up the atmosphere for a while longer. Please don't mind me. She's obsessed. Well, it looks like our detective friend isn't home at present. Excuse me, is anybody home? Oh, do we have a visitor? Oh, it's her. Hello! Is it a big new case for Mr. Sholmes? Hello? Oh my gosh, hold on, I need to catch up with chat. Oh, kitty lady! Yo, let's go. Then rat people attacked. Oh no! I hope the rat people didn't hurt your party. Did you just walk into Mr. Sholmes' house unannounced? Yes, we did. But he, in our defense, I don't think he locked the door. Oh my gosh. Oh god. Oh, I'm so sorry it's on hiatus, Shad. I'm sorry. I mean, I gotta say, there's a lot of interesting things in his house, for sure. The rats did hurt us. The most I've been doing is healing. Well, that's what you... But you know what? You're the healer. You're not the attacker. You're healing. You're doing a good job. Wait. Aren't you... Oh, how rude of me. I'll go and make some tea at once. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. Rats make me crazy. Do not summon JT in here. I'm sure it's the same girl. Miss Susato, did you see the girl who was just here? Oh yes, isn't it truly extraordinary? To think that the King of Bohemia came to this very room to ask Mr. Sholmes to take on his case. The King of Bavaria? King Wilhelm Gottsrich Sigismund von Armstein, of course. That was just a mouthful for me. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Forget the adventures of Airlock Sholmes for a moment and look over there. The tea's brewed, and I have a freshly baked cake as well. It's you! I knew it. Susato-san recognizes her too.
Salami.
There you are. Oh, yeah, right. She invented the whatchamacallit. Oh. Kazu loves medicine plants. I mean, medicine plants are good for the party. Honestly, and I'm gonna say, I voted for Baldur's Gate for Game of the Year. As much as I love Zelda, as much as I love Tears of the Kingdom, and I haven't even played Baldur's Gate, mind you. I've just watched everybody else play it. Just with all the borrowed assets from Breath of the Wild, I'm like, I kind of feel like Baldur's Gate kind of deserves it. Even though I love Tears of the Kingdom. And honestly, just the fact that you can, literally that, you can play a D&D campaign without, like you could play with actual people or by yourself. And I just kind of love that that's a choice, because you can't really do that by yourself normally. Vote either Baldur's Gate 3 or Mario for Game of the Year. I did vote for Mario, I think, in like 2 categories. I'm pretty sure I did. I think it, oh gosh, what was it for? There was like 2 or 3 categories I voted Mario for, even though I haven't played it yet. I think P5 Tactica is your Game of the Year. Man, it's hard to say what my Game of the Year is, because there's a few games that came out this year that I haven't been able to play yet. There's like mentions I can throw out. I don't know if I could say for sure what would be my favorite yet. The thing is, well, Tylenos, you know Persona 5 Tactica is gonna be gold. You and I both know. I mean, we shamelessly love Persona so much. We know it's gonna be good. I mean, that's on the list. I still haven't played the full version of Paleo Pines, but oh my gosh, that has been up there this year. What else has come out this year? A lot of it has been farming games, though, honestly. So it's kind of hard. I don't know. I'm trying to think. It's just, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time thinking this year. I mean, Tears is up there. I don't want to sound like I didn't like Tears of the Kingdom, because I really did love Tears of the Kingdom. Pikmin 4, obviously. Because how long we just waited for Pikmin 4. It's the girl who turned up at the end of Mr. McGilded's trial in the defendant's antechamber. I've never met a lawyer from the Far East before. Poor you, having to get straight to work when you've only just arrived in London. Oh, yes, it was challenging. Well, try this tea. It's my special blend, you know. Oh, thank you. Is tea supposed to look that color? There's a lot of games that I haven't played yet this year that I know were nominated. Venbo was one. And Space for the Unbound. I still want to play those two, because those were in the Wholesome Games Direct. I know those were nominated for stuff. Game of the Year is still My House. No, I don't care that it shouldn't count, or it's a silly choice. No, that's fine, Tylenos. Heck, that's fine. I'm trying to, like, look at my library to see, like, I don't know, what came out this... Why am I having such a hard time remembering the games I got that came out this year? I probably didn't... It's probably because I didn't buy a lot, to be honest. The Disney game I haven't picked up yet. Man, I'm like looking through here and I'm just like, man, I just have not bought games this year. And I'm trying to think what the heck came out this year. I'm just struggling to remember really badly. Hold on, what came out this year? What the heck came out this year? I'm trying to check. I'm like literally checking. The full version of Mineko came out. I've heard good things about Moonstone Island. Gosh, Hamster on Rails just released? Oh my gosh, I know that was on hold for a little bit. Oh, they finally released that. Nice. Flutter Away came out. Still want to try Koa and the Five Pirates of Mara. Picoe is in early access. Planet Lana's out. I still gotta play the full version of Ranch of Rivershine. I gotta play Fuga 2, but I need to finish Fuga 1. I'm at the very end of it. I'm like, what else came out this year? Not that it's gonna be like in my top 10, maybe, I don't know, but Fatal Frame 3 did get released finally outside of Japan this year. And I at least want to try it because of my curiosity. Man, I don't know why I'm struggling to remember this year. Real Game of the Year is Winnie the Pooh's Home Run Derby. Fashion Dreamer is Game of the Year. I still want to try. It looks, at the very least, it looks interesting, and I'm not even like a big fashion person, but I'm kind of into it. It kind of reminds me of the games back in, like the Flash games from back in the day, but obviously more modern, but it kind of just gives me those similar vibes. Gosh, I don't know why I can't remember what came out this year. What came out this year from Nintendo? I'm crazy. I'm checking because I'm just struggling to remember and it's bothering me. What came out this year? What came out? Give me a list. Give me the list. Metroid Prime Remastered, I still have to play that too. But I know Metroid Prime is good. I'm not looking for 2024. Why did I put 2024? I meant 2023. That's why this is wrong. Oh, that explains it. Okay. We already brought up Persona 5 Tactica. I heard good things about Sea of Stars. That's another one. What else? Rune Factory 3 came out this year, which I really enjoyed. That was one I finally got the chance to play. Obviously, it doesn't, you know, compared to Rune Factory, Rune Factory 4 is still the best Rune Factory game in my opinion, but I did like Rune Factory 3. Return to Dreamland Deluxe was this year? Well, I'm just like, I was like, wait, that was this year? Why do I not feel like it was this year? Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to see what the heck came out this year. I heard Pizza Tower's good. I haven't played it myself. Yeah, Future Redeemed, which, I mean, I still have to play. I have to get Future Redeemed, but holy heck, did I fall in love with Xenoblade 3, but that was technically the year before. I can't type right now. Are we talking about Digimon World Next Order? Are we talking about the port for that? I did play that on the PS4 back in the day. I still have to play Bayo Origins too, but I don't know how I'm gonna like that game. I still want to try it, but I'm wondering if having to control two characters at once, if that's gonna mess me up or not. Yeah, that was Fatal. Yeah, Ilya, that was Fatal Frame 3 technically. That was the one that never got released outside Japan until now. And I do want to try it. I hear from some people, the consensus I think I hear from other Fatal Frame fans is it has some really, really great ideas and it has some of the best moments in the series, but overall it's not as good as Fatal Frame 2 from what I hear. I mean, that's not everybody, but that's just kind of like I think what I've seen the most personally. Oh, right, Super Mario RPG drops in 2 days, right? Yeah, 2 days. I didn't even think about that. Holy heck, I didn't realize it was coming out in 2 days. I still never played the original. What else also came out? Trying to see what else came out this year. It comes out the same day as Persona 5 Tactica. Oh my gosh. That was, oh no, the timing on that, I'm crying. Yo, Fox, what's up? Are you talking about Super Mario RPG, the original? What is that game you guys are talking about? Suika? I don't know that one. I have to look that one up. What else is coming out? The Bluey the video game releases. Bluey the video game also releases the same day as Super Mario RPG and Persona 5 Tactica. I'm looking it up right now and I'm crying. Oh my gosh. It's one of those dumb kind of addicting puzzle games. I like dumb but addicting puzzle games, so oh my gosh. I'm feeling that. Oh no, I mentioned Paleo Pines Chicken. I just haven't been able to buy the full game yet, so I can't, like, I feel bad saying it's my game of the year when I haven't tried the full version yet, but dang, it's up there for sure. See, Ilya, that's me between video games, books, a ton of clothes, like Disney Spirit jerseys, and now I got into Legos big time, thanks Disney. Because I just finished this Disney 100 duo set I got from Disney Springs. So now I want to get more Disney Lego sets. I kind of want to build them on stream too if I can grab them. What else? Plushies. I know, we're the same. The only reason I haven't bought more coloring books is just because I have to finish this one I'm working on. Man, I hate this. There's like too much. There's like way too much. More pins. I need more Genshin pins. Heck, jewelry. Oh my gosh, so what is with the fruit game? Why is everyone addicted to the melon game? I've said wait, Suika's the melon game? That I keep seeing JT playing at 3 a.m. on the Switch and going, oh, I beat Heather, and I've seen Duck post scores and stuff. That's, gosh, now I finally have, I just kept calling it the melon game. Oh my gosh. If you Lego on stream, it becomes a tax write-off. I know, Ilya. I know, these are the ones that came out. Gosh, why am I, heck, where am I? Okay. That's partially it too. That's partially it too. Hold on. These are the ones I was looking at. I'm just Googling it. Okay. Heck, videos, turn on. We're being distracted again, but now we're talking about it, so here we are. It's just here we are. So, let me just, so this is the set that I got from, my mother bought this for me while we were at Disney Springs because she noticed I was looking at it and I was gonna walk out without it. This is the one I got from Disney Springs. I love this set so much. I wish they made more of these, that they could do like Mushu and Cricket, or they could do, there's other duos they could easily do. I feel like. I kind of want to beg them. But this was a really fun set. I did this set in a night, and I absolutely loved it. Let me see if I could look up the others. Melon Game is 100% correct. I'm glad. This one's expensive, I know, but I really want this set. Just because it's so like Disney nostalgia. You got like Walt inside the like camera here, and you just get to build the whole thing, and like and you got Mickey and Minnie in black and white. I want the castle too, Ilya. There's no way I can afford the castle, but damn do I saw it in Disney Springs and I was like, man, I need to stop staring at this. I've seen it in person there. It's so hacking. I feel too guilty to put this like on my wish list. I feel really hella guilty. I couldn't ask somebody, but it's so pretty. Add it to your wedding registry. Don't tempt me. Come to I mean, not gonna lie, I kind of want to wear a Disney wedding dress anyway this is another one I want. This is the villain set, and I love how this is done because it literally looks like the books on the side here, and then you got the VHS right here. I love just the nostalgia. This is like me nostalgia growing up. So I really hecking like these so much. Just how it looks like that from the side and everything. I really hecking love that. You can like put, and look how this would look like on a shelf. You know, I really like that one too. He's sending me all the wedding dresses, Ilya. I want the Winnie the Pooh one, because it's Winnie the Pooh. It's another expensive one, though. But of course, it's the tree. It's not part of the Disney 100. That's why it's not like
here's a TV that looks
the
like
top of my list, because I want to get the 100 sets before they sell out. I want this one. I want the Peter Pan set, because I just have, it's one of my favorite memories from Kingdom Hearts 1 2, just flying over this area. So I really want this as a display piece. I saw a Lego bonsai tree today. You know what? Those sets are surprisingly nice. You don't think this is great music for a tangent? I know, right? Here's a Lego that looks like an apple. It really did. It literally was an apple. The mini haunted mansion I like. I don't think that's part of Disney 100 though. And of course, you guys remember this from Mini Kit Marathon. The Hocus Pocus house. Also too expensive for me to ask from anybody. But man, did I really love this set so much during Mini Kit. Honestly, this is probably what started my trend of Lego Disney. Thanks, Grant. I love Grant. I want Moana's boat just because I love Moana. Man, I wish they had a Lego Halloween Town. I would just tell them to give me my money. Honestly. You wouldn't even have to, I don't know what to tell you. You wouldn't even have to ask me. I can't wait for Wish to come out. I actually like really want to see that in theaters when it comes out. I'm gonna like have to put that on like my Disney card. I don't care. I want to go see it. At least I get the points for next time I'm down there, I guess. That's me trying to reason with myself. But those are the sets that I like that are like up there for me right now. Just any of the Disney 100 sets, really. Alright, I need to get off Lego. Obviously, can't get this anymore, but freaking Steamboat Willie. My gosh. What on earth? The blossoms are frogs? Because some of them transform. I want the bird ones. Just because birdism. Jen has some of them. Like, I want the parrot. The parrots were there too, but I didn't get the parrot. Man, the bird ones are really good. I want the oh, no, it's out of stock. No, the lovebirds. I think Jen has that one. Oh, I am now sad. I hope they're coming back. I hope it's just out of stock and that they didn't, you know, they didn't stop making them. Honestly, I guess if they stopped, it would say retired. So it's probably just out of stock. And of course, watch, it's not going to be on here. Watch, it's not gonna be on here. Oh no, it's on here. Hey guys, who wants to help me rob a bank? I'm never gonna be able to afford this, but I want it so bad. I told my mom when we were in Disney Springs, I looked at her and I said, hey, do you want to go halvesies on this? And then you can have half the ship. She was like, you did not just say that. And I was like, I didn't think of it before I said it. But I was like, Mom, I didn't think of that before I said it. I was actually legit serious. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm crying. Don't buy anything on Wish. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I can't tell you what to do, but, man, you might have some regrets, is all I'm saying. Man, I would just want people to walk into my house and then I could just start going on about the Titanic and I could start pointing out stuff about the ship to just talk to people about, because I'm literally, my hyperfixations are that weird. I think my biggest want right now is the Little Mermaid clamshell. Oh, let me go back to that one. I know which one you're talking about. Because that one is real, I can't spell. But that I don't blame you. The clamshell looks amazing. There it is, first thing. Honestly, that would also look really, I kind of like how it looks like a Polly Pocket, kind of. Why do these cost so much? Because plastic. For some reason, Lego plastic is just made out of gold, I'm convinced. No, but I really do like it because it does remind me of like a Polly Pocket almost. So I just like kind of design-wise. It's not part of Disney 100 again, but I still like that one a lot. I get why you like that one too. Oh my gosh, you and me with the same thought process. Oh my gosh, anyway. Yeah. My wedding registry is gonna be nothing but hecking, gonna be Disney stuff. That's all it's gonna be. JT is gonna be like, do we need this? No, but I want it. Anyway, we've been on a Lego. Heck, we've been on a Lego tangent. I don't know. I'll keep an eye out on Black Friday, but heck, I doubt it's gonna be like any like super big deals. Oh, thank you. Is tea supposed to look that color? Oh, look at the dress. Yes. I did not know you sent me the dress. Hold on, Discord didn't ping me because I'm in streamer mode. Oh my gosh, you don't know how much I want this dress. Because I've seen the dresses from this place over the years. And I don't know if they just, like, I don't know, did they update the Hyrule gown? Or is it still the same? I don't know, but I want this one so hecking bad. Hold on. The link is not opening, and it's making me angry. Hold on. Hold the phone. I think it's trying to open up on a different... Hold on. Copy and paste. It's being difficult with me. I'm cheating now. Okay, cool. I want this so bad. You have no idea. I've wanted this dress for years and years and years, and this was my dream wedding dress. But no way am I affording that. No, that's kind of like half my wedding budget right there just on a dress. That I know I have somewhere. Because my family thinks I was gonna have, like, I don't know, a big wedding for some reason, which I don't want a big wedding at all. I want, like, a small wedding in the forest, away from society. That's just so weird. I just want the forest animals to be there. Maybe Jen will bring the birds. I don't know. Oh my gosh. I'd wear that into combat if I could do magic. It's so pretty, though. Honestly. I mean, heck yeah. I was like, let's just invite, like, I just want a small wedding. I don't want a big wedding. Oh, call me with your size. All weddings are really big. Excuse me. Was that a gripe about my, excuse me? But I just want to look like Zelda and walk down the island, not the island, the aisle to Romance in the Sky from Skyward Sword. That's just my hecking dream right there. I mean, my really big dream would be to get married at the wedding pavilion in the Grand Floridian at Disney, but yeah, unless I happen to come across like a huge inheritance, that's not happening. I'm getting married in the sea to Moana music. You're gonna just hear how far I'll go on a hecking loop, and that's and mate, we'll throw in some Little Mermaid for good measure while we're at it. We'll just have it at the Polynesian. And I'll just have Stitch there. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so many ideas. I could have Lilo and Stitch at my wedding. Guys, we need to stop talking about, I can't afford this. I'm broke. I can't afford a nice wedding. I don't want to think about this. Someone kill Okami's great-great-uncle twice removed who left all of his money to her. As far as I know, I do not have a great-great-uncle twice removed, so I don't think that's happening. We just need to alter a will and kill some. No, that's how the police come knocking on your door. I can't handle that pressure. Anyway, back. We have to.
I guess that was pretty cool, but it's no Snood.
No, leave Uncle out of this. Back to game. Oh my, what a fragrant yet mellow flavor. Hooray, it's a winner! I tried blending different leaves designed to alleviate fatigue, you see. You must be exhausted after your long voyage here. And you have another ticklish trial tomorrow. Oh, and you're to defend a Japanese man. I do wish you lots of luck. Did Mr. Sholmes tell you about us by any chance? Oh, you know Hurley, do you? Hurley? Mr. Sholmes to you, surely. Mr. Sholmes was a fellow passenger on the boat that brought us to Great Britain, you see. Was he really? Well, I had no idea. I'm afraid Hurley's out on an errand again today, even though he's just returned from overseas. Wait a minute. We met this girl for the first time ever yesterday after the trial, and only briefly at that. How on earth does she know so much about us? Did she deduce all those things, do you think? And perhaps more to the point, why is she here in Mr. Sholmes' suite? Oh, silly me, I haven't introduced myself, have I? It's a great pleasure to meet you both. Ah, my name is Iris Wilson. I live here together with Hurley. I accidentally pressed the button, that was my fault. It's like finding out Finn's first name is Eugene. It kind of just broke the illusion. Iris, is it? What a lovely name. What's the matter? No, wait, this can't be. Did you say that your name is Wilson? What's the matter with Susato-san? Why is she so flustered all of a sudden? No, I thought you, besides Mr. Krabs, Flynn Rider, and then you also got, you got Plankton, Sheldon. Yes, that's right. And what are your names? Oh, I'm Ryanosuke Naruhodo, a lawyer from Japan. Just finding out when somebody's first name just breaks you. Oh, sorry. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Susato Mikotoba. It's wonderful to meet you. Lovely. Susie and Runo. Got it. Susie? And Runo? There's more to this girl than meets the eye. I have so many questions for her. I don't know where to start. Yes, and so do I. Oh no, I don't want to move, I want to ask. On a totally unrelated note, the first victim in the first case was Dr. John Wilson. Oh my gosh, wait, did we not point... So wait, is she supposed to be Watson? Wow. Oh, what? Man, I'm speechless, but I love the pink hair. Like, she is a vibe for me. It was you that we ran into yesterday, wasn't it? At the Old Bailey? Yes, that's right. You were ever so helpful. Thank you so much. Oh no, not at all. I'm so sorry. We couldn't have been more welcoming. Though, at the time, we did have a rather large gun pointed at us. Like this? No, put that thing back. Thinking back now, you left with Miss Lestrade in tow, didn't you? Oh yeah, that awkward witness, Gina Lestrade. Oh, Ginny? Yes, she's a professional pickpocket. So we found out. It was very naughty of her to pinch my invention like that. Are you referring to that trial-disrupting gun-like contraption? Exactly. So I followed her, you see, to get it back. Perhaps I should think about fitting a self-destruct mechanism in my invention. No, don't. This girl is dangerous. Anyway, I brought Ginny back here after that, so she could apologize to my trusty technician. How does she have the engine? She's so young. How is she like an engineering genius at her age? What, her IQ must be through the roof. Sorry, you're a technician? Her Hurley, of course, silly. Hurley? Okay, she's 9, not 8. She's still so young! And she's out there experiencing murders and making smoke grenades, and I'm just what was I doing at that age? I got nothing like that. Making a volcano for the science fair. Ooh. Yes, Herla. Airlock Sholmes. We live here together. I had no idea the great detective had such an interesting young daughter. Daughter? Not likely. What? I wouldn't call him Hurley if he was my father, would I? Well then, what is your relationship with Mr. Sholmes? Well, I expect you found out at the lodgings of my kind in London are very expensive. So the solution is to share the cost with a partner, a roommate. Your roommates? I hope you don't mind me asking, Iris, but how old are you? She pays rent. I wasn't paying rent at 9. 10 at last this year. Well, what of your mother and father? Oh no, they're not around. Oh, I see. I wonder what the story is there. Oh yes, there's something I must ask you. Of course. Go ahead, Susie. I'm a very great fan of the adventures of Airlock Sholmes and... Oh, you have a copy of Rant's magazine. Yes, I read every issue. It's delivered all the way to Japan on a ship. Oh, this is so exciting! My stories are being read on the other side of the world. My stories? And she's an author? Damn, this girl's putting me to shame. That's right. Hurley is always solving such amazing cases, you see, and he tells me all about them. They really are quite fascinating. It would be such a shame if I were the only one who ever heard them, don't you think? Goodness. Okami, it's the 1800 by age inflation. 9-year-old is like 21 in 2020 age inflation. Is that what they're calling it now? Man, that's dark. Imagine making enough money to cover rent at 10. Man, I'm not even 10. I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna give you an exact number for those who don't know, but I was 10 a very long time ago, and I'm struggling to cover my mortgage, yet this 10-year-old is covering rent like nothing. I'm crying. Last night, he was telling me all about a new case he just solved on a steamship traveling from a faraway land. So I was just in the middle of typing up the manuscript for the next issue before you came. So you are the author? Yes, I'll let you in on a secret. Oh, Luna! Come here, Mama. That's a candle. I don't want you near the candle. Good girl. When Okami was 10, she melted a Tupperware container. I wasn't even 10. That was like a few years ago. When I was 10, JT didn't even exist yet. No, JT existed. JT existed when I was 10. We just didn't know each other. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'll let you in on a secret if you like. Oh, when you were 10, I thought you meant me. I'm going to call this latest adventure the Speckled Band. The Speckled Band? That's certainly very familiar. Of course, I always change 1 or 2 details in the stories, here and there. This time, I had the idea of making a venomous snake be the cause of all the trouble. Oh, that was Mr. Sholmes' first thought as well, actually. Yes, and of course I know that snake might not be a credible fit for the facts of the case exactly, but... I'm about to make many jokes. No, JT was alive when I was 10. I can have JT come in here and confirm that. Luna. It's a story. Some poetic license is justified to make it more thrilling, I think. Don't you? I'm 10 years older than Minesweeper. Oh my god, wait, how old is Minesweeper? So, do you mean to say... Are the stories about Mr. Sholmes that are being published in Rant's magazine? All written by me? Yes. On my wonderful and very modern typewriter. But all the stories I've ever read are written by a doctor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson. Susato-san's getting more and more worked up. Ah, yes. That's me. I mean, my name really is Wilson. But what about the doctor of medicine part? That's all true, too. I am a doctor of medicine. You're 9! How do you have a PhD? How many grades did you skip, child? What is your... I know, I refuse to believe this. No way she's 9. She's probably just like my age, but it's just short and looks really young. I don't believe it. No, I don't believe it. Disbelief must be defeated. At this point, when she was born, she probably just started reading right away. Oh my god. Maybe she isekai'd back in time. That would make much more sense. You know what? At least I could suspend my disbelief over that. I cannot suspend my disbelief of a 9-year-old being a doctor of medicine, paying her rent, helping to solve murders that the police can't even solve. No, I don't believe it. No, I don't believe it. She was just reading an encyclopedia the entire time, right? Yes, and being an advanced engineer. No, I'm sorry, I don't believe... No, I'm calling shenanigans on this one. You know what? I can suspend my belief in Ace Attorney a lot of the time. Like having a guy named Dead Man. I cannot suspend my disbelief over the... And she has pink hair. Was hair not even a thing back then? Huh? I'm broken right now. I'm really broken right now. Man, what's my excuse? I'm here, not 9 years old anymore, not even accomplishing half the things this child has done. What has been my life? Wait, assuming she's the time learning to walk, she would have started learning inventing by like age 3, I think. You're just starting to learn your ABCs and 1, 2, 3s at 3. What even? Oh my gosh, I'm tired. I am losing my mind. I very much am. I cannot believe this. No. That's all true too. I am a doctor of medicine. Oh yeah, really? I want to see that piece of paper. Bring it to me right now. I want to see it's legit. I want a stamp from your college. No, at 10 years old? At 10 years old? Well, that's quite incredible. How does she pay her student loans? But... Dr. Wilson is an English gentleman. Yes. I did alter the setting slightly for the stories to be more compelling. Oh. Well, it sounds a little strange, isn't it? A great detective with a 10-year-old girl in tow. I suppose it does, yes. Poor Susato-san. She looks like her whole world was just falling apart. About before? Yes, yes. What's on your mind? Runo? Not Rano, Runo. Do tell me. How did you know that I was a lawyer and we just arrived in London, I mean? Yes. Oh, and we have a difficult trial tomorrow. How did you know all of that? Oh, that's what you mean. Please tell us how you did it. Explain every detail. Of course, I'd be delighted. Although, there's really no mystery. Now, let's begin. Iris Wilson is proud to present her Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. First of all, I knew already that you were a lawyer, Runo. After all, I met you yesterday at the Old Bailey in the defendant's antechamber. Are we getting a new gameplay mechanic? But you also said that we just only arrived in London. How did you know that? I observed a passport and travel ticket protruding from your breast pocket. Oh, so I was reasonably confident that you must have already just arrived in the country. Oh no, I remember the mechanic with Sholmes, but this one seems like different, and I think only just because, you know, she's actually correct, unlike Sholmes, who was just kept getting things wrong and we had to correct him. Oh my god. Yeah, she probably did have a full scholarship. I mean, you know, now thinking back on that, yeah, she probably did. So man, she's not even paying student loans. What the heck? And on top of that, you accepted a case against that particular prosecutor, telling me you were unaware of London's Count affairs. The Reaper of the Bailey? I walked right into that one, didn't I? Then I noticed a red ink stamp on the back of Susie's hand. You were given that when you visited the local prison to meet with a suspect, weren't you? Earlier today. They use those stamps to keep close eye on comings and goings, you see. I didn't realize. And a red stamp is only used for people visiting foreign inmates. So that told me that even though you had only yesterday concluded the trial of Magnus McGilded, the two of you had already had cause to visit a foreign inmate at a local prison. However, neither of you was wearing a particularly sad expression on your face, so I concluded that the prisoner was unlikely to be a friend or a relative. That led me to believe that you must have accepted a new case. I see. But how could you have known that the trial is tomorrow? Well, having barely been home a few hours yesterday, Hurley solved yet another case. It obviously amused him. He told me that he'd caught a Japanese man who was bawling and trembling. A Japanese man? Well, clearly that must have been Mr. Natsume. Now, Runo has that fancy Japanese sword. And I think your outfit is called a kimono, isn't it, Susie? Well, anyway, it was clear to me that you both come from Japan yourselves. So I put two and two together and decided you must be defending the Japanese man Hurley caught. And there was only one conclusion those facts could lead me to. You both came here to ask Hurley about the case. Milky Sholmes. Milky Holmes. Why? I'm sorry, Ilya made me say it. Oh, so it's apparently Magical Girl Sherlock Holmes. I would watch that personally. If it's got the transformation sequences and everything that are just like beautiful. Yeah, I'd watch that. There's a note on the mantelpiece that says the man's trial will be tomorrow. Hurley is always stabbing his notes with a knife, and you know, he is silly. And that's all there was to it, really. Thank you for listening. I'm Iris Wilson, and that was one of my great deductions. Man, I can't believe a 9-year-old has me speechless. Well, was it a winner? Were my deductions correct? Scarily so. They were spot on. That was amazing, Iris. truly a great deduction. You even managed the certain something of Mr. Sholmes's delivery. Oh well, I was just copying Hurley's style for that. This is really good, very good news. You could tell us all about the case involving the Japanese man. You will, won't you, Iris? Please? So yesterday, Mr. Sholmes apprehended a Japanese man, you were saying? Yes. Hurley had just arrived back in London after his sea voyage, but the police were waiting for him at a railway station to take him directly to the crime scene. The great detective is a popular man, it seems. Apparently a woman was stabbed on a quiet street somewhere in town. There were witnesses who had been a short, shifty-looking, stooped man running away from the scene. A short, shifty-looking, stooped man? I'm speechless anytime 9-year-olds talk. I'm probably just used to 9-year-olds talking from working in a school, to be honest. Mr. Natsume, beyond any doubt. So Seki-san said that he didn't see anybody else on the street at all. But it seems there were witnesses after all. Hurley used his great deductive powers to determine the man's address. It was a lodging room very nearby. He went directly there with the police. And what did they find? A short, shifty-looking stooped man shivering in fear. Mr. Sholmes's great deduction certainly hit the mark that time. Of course it did. He's a great detective. Hi, I'm Iris Wilson, and thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Still, that means the incident occurred only 2 days ago. Surely tomorrow is too soon for the trial, isn't it? Definitely. We have no time to investigate properly. I don't know, Shad, how does she know what a kimono is, honestly? That's like question number 5 for me. Hurley says that London is rife with crime. Oh. Scotland Yard is doing its best, but they can't stay on top of it, apparently. Oh dear, I hadn't realized the situation was so dire. That's why they can't afford to spend too much time investigating cases and trying the criminals in court. Staff and money are both short. Crimes are usually pinned on the first suspicious person. That's terrible. I suppose it's the harsh reality of the workings of the world's greatest justice system. I suppose it is, but in that case, I don't hold out much hope for Soseki-san. Thank you for answering so many of our questions, Iris. This has been very informative. Oh, you're most welcome. I've had so much fun. Do you happen to know where Mr. Sholmes is at the moment? As you guessed, we'd like to ask him some questions about this case as well. Well, I expect Hurley is still investigating the scene. Of the case involving Mr. Natsume, you mean? Yeah, Mr. Nuts. Oh, May? Oh my god. Hurley said he was going to the man's lodgings. If you leave now, you'll probably catch him there. Iris, do you know where those lodgings are? Well... Sume. Well, I imagine the police are still investigating the scene of the crime themselves, aren't they? Did you happen to come across a detective by the name of Gregson when you were there? Yeah, we know Inspector Gregson. Oh, goody. In that case, give Gregsy this for me, would you? If you do that, I'm sure he'll tell you what you want to know. What's this? A 5-shilling piece and a postcard, it seems. I know, Gregsy. That is so adorable from a child. And look at the envelope, it's pink and it's got a little flower. It reads, "Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem." Gosh, this will make the inspector help us, will it? Well, thank you, Iris. We'll give it a try. Good Good luck, then. I'm going to return to writing my manuscript, The Speckled Band. And I'll be making more special blends of tea, so come back again soon. I'd be delighted. Thank you so much, Iris. That is not a badge. That is technically not a badge. I still don't have a badge in real life. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, it's back to the scene of the crime. Man, if I ever go into my mail and somebody ever sends me a badge, I'm gonna start reeling. So, somewhat dubious that they would exert any influence over the men of Scotland Yard at all. We headed back to the scene with Iris's curious note and one of the world's heaviest silver coins in hand. Okay. We are gonna save our progress. And I wasn't expecting a to be continued in like a very awkward spot. Mostly because I started late. That definitely did. That definitely did. I am loving Iris's character though. Like, despite the suspension of disbelief. I do love, she's adorable. I would adopt her. I'll make her my daughter. I'll just sign those adoption papers. She's so hecking adorable. Yeah, exactly. She's so fun. I'm really loving the energy she gives off. I love the pink hair too. I'm very partial to the pink hair, not gonna lie. So, it is 12:04 and why did you just hear JT just quietly moving the door? Oh my god, I know. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Our door is very squeaky. Iris is such, I know, she's such a baby. I love her. As I know we're just under 3 hours uptime, but I'm like wondering if this is the spot where we should call it because of to be continued. It's just past midnight. And I know JT has work tomorrow. I know, you can, I'm sorry if you hear me tapping my ring against my mouse, because that's me thinking. I refused the melon game. Oh my gosh. Tap, tap, tap. Yeah, I had a feeling it'll be a while to the next be continued. Okay, yeah, it's a good time to stop. Okay. So, but I know that's my problem. I want to know so much more. That's my problem. But yeah, okay. Let me go to the, hold on. Let me go to the eShop. Hold on. Let me go check it out. Hold the phone. Let's go see it. Great. Ace Attorney's pacing is a bit slower than the original Ace Attorney games. I did notice that, but I think it's okay. Hold on, I was just curious. So is this game free? Oh, it's $2.99. Forget it. No, I'm sorry. I can't afford that. No, it's not happening. I thought it was free. I'm sorry. Eventually. I will get the melon game eventually. No, you are not going to see my you are not getting my PayPal information. Hold on. Let me just... I guess I'll put it in there for later, I guess. There we go. So I got that in there. Oh gosh, anyway. Characters just talk more in Great Ace Attorney, so it takes longer. Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
You sure?
Oh, Sarah Hunt, thank you so much for the... Do you really want me to whelp? Welp. Should I add Melon Game to the channel points? Should I add Melon Game to the channel points? I'm gonna feel bad if I don't, though. Oh, copy CVV is 356. Wait, hold on. Let me scroll at the bottom. Oh, no, wait, it's right there. Oh, my God. No, wait, really? Am I getting the Melon Game? Do I do it? No, really, do I add it to channel points? Do I do it? Everyone is like really wanting me to get Melon Game. Do I do it? I almost deleted it on accident. Do I do it? I mostly did that to get a good laugh. Okay. Okay, but if you want me to get Melon Game, let me know. I will gladly get the Melon Game. If you honestly want to see me do it, like, from time to time. Yes, that. Anyway. I don't mind. Just let me know. Because I just say thank you. Thank you, Sarah. No, you didn't have to. Oh my gosh, guys. All right, we'll call it here. Because it's a to be continued. I guess it's a good spot. So thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. I hope you enjoyed the start of Case 4. I cannot wait to meet up with Sholmes again. Honestly, he's so fun. I can't wait to see him again. I was kind of sad he wasn't in the last trial, so I'm glad he's coming back. But sadly, being on Switch probably makes it a pain for channel points. I guess it's okay. I could leave it on when we're playing a Switch game, I guess. It's an option, though. Why do you assume Sholmes is in this game more? I'm assuming because of all the emphasis they put on him, and he's right there to the left. He's like right above Cosmo, so I'm assuming he's pretty crucial. I'm assuming he plays a very crucial role. Yeah, we'll never see him again. We saw him one time, and then the game was like, goodbye. We'll never see you again. Sweet summer I don't know. Anyway. We're gonna go raid somebody. We're gonna go raid a friend who is still alive. Yeah, he told us our boyfriend died. Yeah, no, I'm not forgetting that. Can't forget that. They bring it up like every single case. They remind me of my trauma. And I'm just gonna sit here crying. Oh, let's go raid a friend though. As long as I'm feeling up to it, there should be a stream tomorrow. Now, the problem with tomorrow is I don't know what we would be doing, because I'm still on the fence about continuing Final Fantasy X-2 and Xenoblade 3, because I don't know if people are really enjoying them. So I don't know if I want to do another one-off game tomorrow, like the Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog maybe, or I don't know about starting Layden. I've been debating on that too. I'm not entirely sure. 10-2 is good. 10-2's good, Chad. It's not a bad game. I just don't feel like... I wasn't sure if people were enjoying it. And I'm, like, very scared that people aren't enjoying the JRPGs. I don't know if it's just my anxiety telling me that people aren't enjoying it. But I feel like I don't know, for some reason I just feel like people aren't interested in it, and I don't know why, and it's just my anxiety. I know it's my anxiety talking to me. I still have to put up that poll because I'm trying to gauge interest in both of them. But I do find doing 2 RPGs at once can be a lot, and the Xenoblade 3 is my fault because I fell in love with Xenoblade 3. So that was just me being that's just, you know, that's me being hyperfixated on something. But I was worried that people weren't into 10-2. No, I know, Sarah. No, that's okay. It has nothing to do with that. It's my anxiety. Like I said, it's my anxiety. It's just, especially when it comes to streaming, I start to get like my anxiety just starts to kick in really badly, and I don't know why my brain is being mean to me and telling me that people just don't like 10-2 and Xenoblade, and I'm just like, I'm really hoping that people aren't bored with them, or maybe I'm boring during them. I don't know. And I'm just like, it just, you know how you get, you know, when you're anxiety, you think one thought and then it just keeps building from there. That's kind of what my brain's been doing. Oh my gosh. But like, I try not to gauge by that, you know, I try not to gauge by chat activity because I'm also somebody, like, again, between my social anxiety and then also because I spend time streaming, it's hard for me to be as active in like other, like active chat in somebody else's streams because normally then I'm done streaming and then I'm either taking care of birdism or I'm cleaning around the house or, you know, or general. I try not to judge by chat activity for that reason, because I know just because people aren't active doesn't mean that they're not there and enjoying it. It's again, it's stupid anxiety creeping into my brain and going, I know that's not the reason, but for some reason my anxiety is telling me it's because nobody likes this game. It's so, you try to reason with anxiety and you can't, and it sucks, and that's why I'm waiting on, I have to call a couple of psychiatrist offices to see, one, who takes my insurance, and two, who has any openings, because I actually do need to, probably go on, like, stronger medication than just what my regular PCP can give me for my anxiety, because unfortunately, I don't feel like the regular medication is no longer having the effect it once did for my anxiety. Yeah, I know, it's nobody can help anxiety, so I'm gonna, like, try to see if I can get on, like, stronger medication. I don't want to ask about a therapy dog because it's anxiety, and I don't want to feel like I'm just saying it as an excuse to have a dog, because I also have to realistically be like, man, can't really, I already have a lot on my plate with 3 cats and 2 guinea pigs, but, like, could I at least get medicine? You know, I thought about the dog part to helping me when I'm out in public dealing with people and then, like, the anxiety attacks come on. You know, and I'm like, having a dog there would actually would probably, like, very much distract my anxiety. But I just don't feel like I could. Like, I feel like I'd be worried about being able to take care of a dog, plus feeding all 3 cats and the guinea pigs, because we're already kind of at our limit here. But man, I wish I could, but I'm definitely going to be asking about stronger medication for sure, because I kind of can't keep going through, like, you know, going on job interviews and then having a panic attack because, oh, people judging me, I'm a failure, you know, all those intrusive anxiety thoughts. So, you know, I need help. I definitely need help. I need more than what I'm getting, unfortunately. That my PCP can at least provide, so, or a regular therapist can provide, so I gotta look into that. But, man, hold on. Yeah, I've been ranting. It's 12:15, I've been ranting. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Thank you, Nestle Crunch. I will let you guys, maybe I'll put up a poll in Discord and I'll see what we want to play tomorrow. If we want to do a one-off, like Sonic, or if we want to go back to, 10-2, I'll kind of gauge it from there, maybe. Tomorrow, 20 hours of Melon Game. Yeah, okay, if I ever hit Twitch partner, alright, you know what? 10, I'll raise you. If I ever become a Twitch partner, 3 hours of Melon Game, I'll do it. You can write that, you can quote me right now, you can write that down. And I'm only saying that because it's never gonna happen, because my content is not good enough. But you know what? You can write that down. Hi, anxiety. Thank you for the intrusive thoughts again. Anyway, I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for letting me be vulnerable there for a minute. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for... I am gonna get addicted. You know what? I am gonna get addicted, Sarah, because I'm gonna start fighting JT, and I'm gonna want to start getting better scores at JT at like 3 a.m. So, you know what? Calling me out. I'm gonna try not to do that. But thank you guys for letting me be vulnerable, and I hope you guys are enjoying Great Ace Attorney. We will be back to more Great Ace Attorney next week, and then we'll do something different tomorrow, as long as my mental health is okay for that. No, you. Oh no, that's you guys. I am not good people. You guys are good people. I am just your local wolf gremlin. Goblin. You know? Oh my gosh, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for tonight. It means the world to me. Oh my, no, you. I will Uno reverse all of you. Don't make me pull out the Uno reverse. I have so many of them. Oh, let me see who's live right now. But throw the socials in there really quick while I see who is still alive right now. Number 3, last one. Like I say, you guys never have to check those out. They're just there if you'd like. Man, copy and paste. Disney Food Blog. What's happening? What's happening? At New World of Frozen Land? No, get this away from... I don't need to look at this right now. I keep getting Christmas in Disney World right now. I don't need to see that. All right, ignoring that. Anyway, who's live right now? I don't need to see that right now. Hey, Mom, I'm coming down again. No, not doing that. No, just got on a plane. Not getting back on one that fast. Okay, who's still live? Who the heck is still alive? Because I'm kind of crying right now. Would you get... Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Anyway, I am hecking crying. I'm checking to see if they are still live. Shadow is also doing Detective Game right now, but it is Raincode, which I do want to get to at some point. Raincode looks super interesting. For our Danganronpa people out there, you will probably recognize this game. But it's good, but it looks like really good game. I want to play it because, again, Danganronpa love. But I also adore Shadow, so let's go say hi to Shadow. And we'll stay on detective train right now. There is our raid message. Wolfpack, feel free to use that. And please go give love to Shadow, because Shadow is like one of my favorite streamers, and he is just good people. And thank you for that update, Windows. I just needed to hear that. But yeah, I'll let you guys know what we're doing tomorrow. I'll put up a poll in Discord. So take care of yourselves, guys. I hope you get a good night's sleep. You're staying hydrated and warm, and you guys are taking care of yourselves. I love you so much. You guys are the best peoples. And we'll be back to more Murder Mystery next week. But take care of yourselves, and I hope you have a great rest of your night, and I hope your day tomorrow is just swell. And give all your love to Shadow, of course. And thank you guys for everything. I love you so much. Thank you for being good people. You're awesome, and I love you. I love you always and forever, near and far, loose and together, every day. I will be with you. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna send you guys off to Shadow. Have a good night, guys. I love you all. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.